good. Just got 10 minutes before I pop up to Baldwin, see what sort of a mess he's made. Never washes a pot, you know.
Lady Devil.
Oh, listen, who's talking? Mr. Perpetual Motion, I don't think.
That's true.
Motion. It's what Mrs. Lowther calls me for a joke, like, you know. Mrs. Perpetual Motion. Mind you, if our name had been Motion and they'd christened you Slow, they'd just about have it right, wouldn't they?
What are you talking about, woman?
I'm talking about you, sat there doing that while I'm making a scalded cat look paralysed.
I'm winding down for my retirement, aren't I?
Phew, you've been winding down since you were 25.
Oh, no, it's fair. You took the jobs, not me.
Yes, well, you've got to have the jobs before you chuck 'em, haven't you? And if you're referring to the graffiti club, Stan, I did not chuck the job. I was thanked for my services, told they were reorganising the cloakroom department, and given my wage level, they could no longer afford me, which is a nice way of saying they got some bit of a kid to do the job for peanuts. So I picked up my pincushion and left them to get on with it.
Just as well we've got that money from my toe in the bank to go at.
Well, there'll be no going at that. Oh, no, we've spent enough already. That's us reservoir, Stan, to fall back on.
I don't need a bob or two stake money.
Well, I'm sorry. All I've got spoken for.
But I'm on a winning streak.
Oh, good. That should finance itself then, shouldn't it?
Hey?
Well, you had winnings the other day, didn't you? What have you done? Invested them?
Done what?
Been playing the stock market? You know, buying shares in Newton and Ridley's and the Flying Horse and the Legion Fruit Machine. And you you got no window money. Thought you were going to do them old folks' bungalows in Garibaldi Street.
I'll do them in the afternoon. I've got to put my bets on first, haven't I? I mean, you've got the card. You've got my money tucked away, haven't you?
And it's going to stay tucked away, Stanley.
It's my flaming brass.
Correction. It's our flaming brass.
It wasn't ours when it was your inheritance, was it?
Oh.
A man's entitled to his own brass. And he's going to have it, too. Tell me, eh?
Now, yes, I've got a bit of shopping to do, then go to Baldwin's and then bottom the Rovers. Let's see now. This purse. Key. Right. You can side up when you've done. Oh, and you might wish me luck while you're at it.
Look.
I'm after more money.
More money? Where are you going for it? Back?
No, you duck egg. No, I'm going to tackle Fred G. Only he's making these expansions, you see, on the catering side. So that means more work for Buggins. I'm going to see if I can't get a rise.
I see. Well, thanks very much indeed.
What did they say?
He's had a reasonably comfortable night.
Oh, is he coming home then?
Well, they won't know, love. Not until Doctor sees him again this morning.
He looked poorly, didn't he, when they put him in that ambulance? He really did.
Yeah, he did. Poor Fred.
What you're laughing at, Bellings? It's not funny, you know.
Poison with his own pies.
Yeah, I know, but we don't know that, do we?
No, but it's a fair guess. By heck, they must be lethal to fetch Fred to his knees. He's got a constitution like a cement mixer.
Morning.
Morning, Kenneth. How's the world treating you?
Oh, not too bad.
I'm just going to brew up.
You can always tell. Steam comes out her ears.
Would you like to have a cup?
I'd love to, but I'm a bit pushed for time. It being press day and my readers baying for murder, mayhem, fire, earthquake, you name it.
Is there any more in about Mr. Ogden's big toe?
Personally, I thought that was very corny.
Oh. Got 3 adverts from Chiropodist out of it, though. Can't be bad. Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
Oh, all these busy people. Oh, I keep meaning to ask if he's got any space for one of my short stories.
I should keep sending him to Playboy. I think you've more chance.
I'll put the kettle on.
Now, what's His Majesty's pleasure today? Licorice sticks, lollipops?
Hey, hang about. I'm shopping for Nicky, not his dad.
Oh, 5 cigars, of course.
4 ounces of chocolate drops, please.
By the by, he's not forgotten me, has he? You're Brian. You know that car I was after? Is he still keeping his eye out?
Oh, yeah, he did say yesterday he might have some news for you.
He's not been in touch.
Oh, well, you know, Brian being Brian, everything will have to be just right.
Hey, don't you knock him. He did me a good turn, your Brian. I could have given that Heslop fella good money and landed up with a load of old rubbish.
Look, there's crying quite a big piece in here about the rubbish, you know, about the food they're doing and that.
Don't tell me, let me guess. They found Stan Ogden's big toenail in one of Fred's famous pies.
Oh, when did all this happen?
Just after closing time, wasn't it, Betty?
Yeah, that's right, love it.
Very dramatic it was. I'd just turned all the bar lights off, and he suddenly appeared in that doorway there, his face all contorted and moaning. Brr, brr. I thought, oh my God, he's going to attack me. Then he collapsed in a heap on the floor like a pile of washing.
We managed to get him on the sofa then in the living room.
And what a job that was. I slipped underneath him at one stage, everything went black.
Well, we sent for the doctor and then, of course, he got him into hospital ever so quickly.
Well, of course, it's pathetic justice, isn't it?
Is it?
Of course it is. I mean, he tries to make more brass by selling inferior goods and he's struck down. Pathetic justice. Which reminds me, who's the gaffer while he's away?
She is, my mate.
Well, I don't know about that.
Only I was going to have a word with Fred about my extra duties.
Extra duties?
Yes, well, he's extending the catering side, isn't he? Now, more food means more muck. There'll be crumbs and gravy stains all over tabletops.
Oh.
And who's going to have to shift it all? Me.
Only now and again, Hilda, like you do now.
So I was going to ask him for a rise.
Betty?
It's not to do with me. I can't give you a rise, Hilda.
Well, who can then?
Well, you'll have to wait till Fred gets back.
Oh, when will that be?
Well, I have no idea.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough.
It'll have to be good enough.
Now, hang on a minute, Betty. Hilda does have a point. She does have a genuine claim. Eh?
I'll say I have.
And if she feels that strongly about it, that she wants to make a point of principle, you know, like jack a job in, because she wants more money, well, then we'll just have to ring the job centre, won't we, and go through that terrible business of interviewing goodness knows how many applicants.
What, applicants for my job?
Hey, Hilda, there's hundreds on the dole who jump at your job, menial as it is, and for less money. Oh, aye. Folk with a job these days, we're aristocracy, aren't we?
I've got 3 jobs.
That makes you royalty, then.
Oh. Yes, I suppose it does put me in a different class.
Definitely.
Right, well, I'll refer matters till Fred gets back then.
I think you're being very wise, Hilda. I told you, Betty. We'll make a great team running this place together.
I hardly said a word then.
No, but you will, Betty, love, once you get into the swing of things.
Oh, really? Rover's return. Betty Turpin speaking. Oh, hello, sister. He's what? Oh, dear. Oh, I am sorry. They're taking him down this afternoon. Oh. Oh, well, we'll ring again about 6 o'clock, eh? Anyway, thanks again, sister. Bye-bye, love.
What's up?
It's Fred.
Yeah, well, I mean, I gathered that. What about him?
Well, he hasn't got food poisoning, so it wasn't them pies that did it. He's got appendicitis. They're operating this afternoon.
Appendicitis? Oh, well. That means he could be off work for quite some time, doesn't it?
Yes, I suppose it could.
Oh, dear, Betty. Oh, dear.
Right, Stanley. Have you been taking your brass to the laundry, then? Getting it washed and pressed, like?
I reckon they're printing their own. They're running them off the mangle.
Only time I get fresh notes these days is when I go down to that cash dispenser.
I've been doing the windows at Weatherfield Mint, haven't I?
Excuse, Stan. Have you got out for an upset stomach?
Salts?
Give us a tin. I've been right for days, ever since I had that flaming pie at the Rovers.
I heard they'd gone off.
Gone off? It's a scandal. I'll tell you what, if you're missing a cat, look no further.
You can have a bad pie every now and again, but, I mean, generally, hasn't Fred been improving the standard of the food? You know, he's gone a bit upmarket with it, like.
You joking?
No, seriously, Ken's writing an article on those lines.
What a promotion job, like.
Oh, not a promotion job, an honest, unbiased opinion.
Oh, I like the one he did on graffiti. Honest, unbiased, and surrounded by adverts. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. All right, so he's got an upset stomach, but who's he when he's at home? Should be in flipping horror movies.
Hello, ladies. Another lunchtime rave up, is it?
We just fancied a pick-me-up after a morning's hard toil, didn't we, Mavis?
Yes, can I have 2 sweet shows?
A likely story.
Oh, maybe, Chuck, is that the recorder you got there?
Yes, I brought it specially because I know yours doesn't get delivered till late
Oh,
afternoon.
thanks, lovely.
I don't think Fred's going to be very pleased.
Oh?
There we are. Thank you. Oh, are we in? Are we in?
Oh, yes, you're in all right.
Oh, let's have a scan. Look, there's my photo. I don't look half bad, do I? That camera loves me. I've always said that.
Hey, I'm in here and all, you know.
So, yeah.
I think you better read what it says.
Yeah.
It isn't very flattering.
Oh. First impressions on entering the Rover's return are favourable. Well, what's up with that?
We see me, don't you?
The atmosphere is traditional and friendly. Mrs. Elizabeth Turpin and Miss Bet Lynch, who supervise the bar, give sparkling service.
Like a couple of human rubies we are.
Which, together with the excellent ales, go some way to compensate for the quality of the food, which, alas, is well below the standard expected of pub grub in these days of the bistro explosion.
Oh, dear. The sting in the tail.
Quite blunt, isn't it?
That's why I said I didn't think Fred would be very happy about it.
Mavis, do you know if they deliver this paper to the hospital?
Hospital? Why?
Well, that's where Fred is. You know, he's got appendicitis.
I'm sorry.
And if he sees a paper like this, it could be, well, dangerous for him. I mean, the shock of seeing such an article after such a serious operation.
Well, I don't think they do deliver it to the hospital.
Well, I've never seen it.
Oh, that's good.
Hello, Willie.
What are you doing here?
Well, according to my mum, Bet, I've come to stop this place going to the dogs.
Mrs. Walker sent you?
No, she didn't send me. She ordered me. Pleaded. And I tell you something, I wasn't keen on the idea. Not bloody keen at all.
Who's the hitman then?
Mrs. Walker's son.
Hey, so much for me and you running this pub on our own.
I wish you'd shut up, Betty.
Hey, don't you like him a lot then?
We like him when he's in Jersey. We could do without him coming up here.
Afternoon, Mrs. Fairclough. Grand day for the race.
What race?
Human race, love. You in a rush?
Well, I am a bit late, love.
Get in. I'll give you a lift.
Oh, lovely.
What do you think?
Very snazzy. Is it yours?
No. It's yours. If you want it.
You're kidding.
Well, you said to look out for one, didn't you?
Oh, aye, yeah. I just didn't think you'd find one that quick.
One owner, 6,000 on the clock. It's going for 2,750, which includes tax.
Hey, I like all the gadgets. Bit different to the old van. 2,750. Is that a bargain?
Oh, yeah. If you bought this from a showroom, you'd have no change out of 3 grand.
And is it ready to drive?
If you're insured.
Oh, I've got insurance. Got it on lens policy.
Well, just drop your agent or your company, whatever a name. I'll nip it down to the garage and give it a pre-sale check over. It'll be ready by tea time.
Give us a lend you leather, old pal, so I can do windows on car.
Talk about a merry widow, eh?
Go on.
Mrs. Fairclough there. Spreading her wings a bit. Driving lessons, I shouldn't wonder, off young Tilsley.
Can't be bad.
Bad? I bet he's charging her the earth. Now, if she'd have come to me, I'd have given her lessons for nout.
Who wouldn't? Offered to teach her a tango once, but she never bit.
Tango? You know tango from a military two-step.
Hey, where you going? How's about lend you leather?
Sorry, old pal. Council property. Any case, I've got me insides to do.
Oh, don't say that's that flaming thing.
Oh, there you are. Mr. Moneybags, man with the Midas touch.
Hey?
Oh, I've been hearing some right tales about you, Stanley Ogden. Now then, I think it's about time we had a few cards on the table.
Cards? What cards?
Well, what cards do you think? Happy families or something?
I've no idea.
Perhaps you'd fancy a rub or a whist. Only I was thinking, if we played a few hands, I might win some of this brass you've been thinking about.
What brass?
I'm in the corner shop, my pride in my pocket and asking for tick. And what do I get? Tales about you in there bunging them tenors.
With me own money.
Well, have you found a tree? What grows it or something?
Don't toad daft.
Well, where are you getting it?
It was my winnings, wasn't it?
Oh, well, you had winnings a couple of days since. But this morning you were on the cadge.
Well, I went down to the Legion, didn't I?
Go on.
I went down to the Legion and I won the jackpot. And I used that money to put on my bets on. And my horse came in first. Did it?
Stan, just look me in the eye and tell me you've not been to that moneylender.
Have I acres like? Look, fetch the Bible. Let me be sucked down with a bolt of lightning or something.
No, it's too risky. It'd leave a hole in the roof.
Look, honest, it's my money, love. Gospel truth, it's my money. Are you a bit short, Smith?
Well, I could do with a couple of quid, yeah.
Right, well, yeah. One for Tippy, one for good luck.
I mean, just imagine, one Sunday morning he could just jump in and tootle off to Saddleworth for tea and crumpets with Victor, tearing round the bends, your hair blowing in the wind.
It's more likely I'll be driving down to the wholesalers on a filthy wet morning with great big lorries hooting at me. If I could drive, which I can't. And anyway, my hair wouldn't be blowing in the wind, would it? Because it's a Fiesta saloon you're getting, not an Ashton Martini, whatever they call them.
Evening, ladies.
Evening. Yeah?
Survive your driving lesson then, have you, Mrs. Fairclough?
Beg your pardon?
Were you not having tuition at dinner time in the street with young Brian Tilsley?
Oh, no, that's what you'd call a demo.
Oh, you're acquiring your own transport, like?
That's right.
Oh, well, if you after a few lessons, look no further. If you're starting from basics or a refresher course, I'm your man. Bye-bye.
Ta-ra. Mavis, you were looking for a fella, weren't you?
A pint and a light bottle.
No, here, I'll have a port and lemon seeing as you flush, and you can get Betty one while you're at it.
Thanks very much, love.
By the way, Stan, I was thinking of making a withdrawal tomorrow with my cash card, you know, to get myself a shampoo and set. But, well, seeing as you're doing so well on my horses, you can treat me to that as well.
I bet half a bit, please.
Right. I've seen the write-up.
Oh, did you like it?
I thought young Sally was very flattered about us, me and Betty.
Oh, she wrote it as she saw you?
She didn't much like us nosh, though.
No, neither did I that day. It was appalling. Has Fred seen the piece yet?
Oh, Fred's in hospital, Ken, didn't you know?
Really?
He's had his appendix out. He's all right, though.
Oh, I am sorry.
So, we've got a new boss.
A new boss? Since when?
Since this afternoon.
Well, who is it?
It's only Billy Walker, Hilda.
Never! Hey, Stan, do you hear that? Billy Walker's back from his bed of roses.
Stepping around, see what he's going to be worth, I bet.
Very likely. Shh, he's here.
How do, Stan? How do? Hello, Ken. Billy?
Nice to see you back, Billy. We were just saying, weren't we, Stan?
Yeah.
I wish I could say it was nice to be seen back, Hilda.
Yeah, well, it's just in time, if you ask me. Some of the things that have been going on round here make your hair curl.
Yes, I've heard of one or two, Hilda. How's Deirdre?
Fine.
You've got a new job, I understand.
Yes.
Yeah, I read what you wrote about the Rovers, or rather what one of your staff wrote.
Did you?
Bit unfriendly, wasn't it?
It was the truth, as she perceived it.
Yeah. It's your own luck. I mean, some folk might regard that as a bit of a stab in the back, a bit shy.
We were invited to come and write the piece. Fred invited us. There was nothing underhand.
Yes, I know that, but... Well, we hardly merit investigative journalism. A little backstreet pub. That really is kicking the little man. I'd have thought a pat on the back might have been more appropriate, a bit more neighbourly.
Sally's article was accurate, honest, and fair, which is the only criteria that I set for everything we write.
Yes, well, you always were very strong on principle, weren't you, Ken?
I try to be, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm sorry if we've upset you, but the Recorder is not an admiration society. Not even for the Rovers.
Excuse me. Percy Sugden, caretaker in charge at Community Centre.
Yes.
Was Mr. Barlow talking about that splendid article in the Recorder?
What if he was?
Well, it was spot on, wasn't it? The grow's been terrible in this pub recently. In fact, I've been thinking of reporting it to my colleagues in public health, especially about them pies.
Yes, well, there won't be any more of those pies.
I was terribly liverish last night after eating one.
I said there won't be any more of
Yes,
them.
but the damage has been done, hasn't it? Little stomach upset could start a chain reaction. Somebody with a sensitive stomach could be ill for weeks after eating one of those pies. You know what the root cause of all this is, don't you?
Tell me.
Absentee landlord. Or in this case, landlady.
What?
If Mrs. Walker had been here, that fool, Fred G, wouldn't have been able to cause all this kerfuffle, would he? I mean, it's down to her, no bless her bleach. Or if you like, when you were the pips, you carried a can.
Do you know who I am?
Yes, you're from the brewery, aren't you? Sick relief for Fred G.
I'm Mrs. Walker's son.
Oh.
And I've got news for you, Percy. I'm the one that's wearing the pips in here now, so it's quick march through that door and don't bother coming back.
Are you telling me I'm barred?
You've got it in one, Squaddy, so up right out.
Well, there's one thing for sure. He's definitely not officer material. Definitely is not.
I thought he'd come to improve things.
Do you know, I think you'd make a smashing driver. Oh. I was just watching you with that woman there. It's obvious you got very good coordination. I mean, you took her money, put it in the till, you didn't drop it. A juggler couldn't have done better. So, what are you frightened of? Mavis?
Look, Rita, for the umpteenth and last time, I am not taking driving lessons.
Well, just think, if you could drive, you could take fellas out on your afternoon off. Down a leafy lane, run out of petrol, Bob's your uncle.
That remark is just contemptible and so typical.
Morning, ladies.
Morning. Morning. Don't tell me, let me guess. You're Cajun Avery.
Thank you.
Now, why don't we deliver that for you?
Shall I tell you why?
If you must.
It gets me out, doesn't it, coming for it? Out and about. That's the secret of me look in my ears, that, you know. Getting out, meeting people. Keeping it active then, aren't you?
Are you?
Yes, an active brain keeps you young. Remember that.
I will.
Oh, have you heard?
What?
I've only been barred from Rovers. Me! I'm life and soul of that pub.
Right, Stanley, it's taking a bit to get used to this, you know. You paying up for everything instead of trying to strap up.
I'll have you know, Mr. Roberts, that I'm no pauper. I'm just financially embarrassed, as so many of us gents are from time to time. Another thing, I don't like being insulted by tradesmen. Right?
Oh, yes, sir. Very sorry, sir.
By heck, you'll be losing all the business from Ogden Towers if you're not careful.
I should be so lucky.
Hey, Dreamboat hasn't left us enough fancy cakes again.
You know, he lives in a world of his own, that fella. He thinks he's a brilliant comedian, though, you know. He wants to go on the stage.
Well, it don't make me laugh. Especially not when I've got to tell that lot from the factory they're on tennis buns again.
Aye, aye.
Hello, love.
Deirdre,
That's my name, yeah.
how would you like to walk into the Lion's Den?
What's the money like?
Come and have lunch with me at the Rovers.
After what happened last night? Crazy Billy Walker's running it now instead of nutty Fred G. I think it's definitely a place to be avoided, love.
Ah, she told me Percy had been banned.
Yes, and I feel responsible.
You? You had nothing to do with it.
Well, it was the piece in the Recorder that set the ball rolling, wasn't it? I mean, Sally wrote the article knocking the food, it upsets Billy, and then I go in and well cross him.
Yeah, but he had to go at you first, according to you.
Yes, but I could have been a little more tactful.
Well, I think you're being a bit too forgiving, love, if you don't mind me saying so.
Let's try it. If we go in there all smiles and bonhomie and scoff everything that's on the menu, all dribbling and drooling. Well, you never know, you never know. We might just create the right atmosphere in which to suggest that he reinstates Percy, who is not a young man, and the Rovers does seem to be the centre of his social universe.
All right, Father Barlow.
Good. See you about 12:30.
All right, love.
Cheerio.
Ta-ra. Don't look so frightened, love. Billy won't throw a slop pot at you, you know.
No, it's not that, it's just...
What?
Well, I think it's better that Billy and Ken see as little of each other as possible. I don't think they could ever be friendly, especially not Billy.
Oh, because he's still got a soft spot for you.
Well, yeah.
He might take it over it, you know.
Yeah, he might. I'll know as soon as I see him.
What are you eating? I could smell it halfway down the street.
Meat potato pie. One for you in the oven.
Hey, they're not from that place where Fred G got them for the Rovers, are they?
No, it's not on Station Road. She makes her own.
Oh, good. We're still flush then, are we? Fine dinners?
That's only a pie. I know the winner.
Oh, it's a long time since you had a run of luck like this. In fact, I can't remember the last time.
No.
Do you know what I think?
What?
I think the Rovers is going from bad to worse. Denigrating, you know, like them places in olden times. One minute they're all processions and trumpets, and next minute Sam's covered them all up.
Well, nearest sound to hear is Blackpool.
first Mrs. Walker goes off sick, and Fred G takes over and thinks he knows it all. Now we've got Billy Walker throwing his weight about. They'll close that pub between them, you know. They will.
Kill them if they do.
Yeah, well, I mean, where would you spend all your winnings then?
Hiya.
Hello, love.
Can I have a packet of envelopes, please? Them long, thin brown ones. They look official. I want to frighten a few of my husband's bad payers.
I know the feeling, love. Do you know, I think the whole country must have been run on tick.
How's the car going then?
Oh, smashing, like a little Rolls Royce.
Are you really pleased with it?
Of course I am. I wouldn't say so if I wasn't.
Well, when you've been involved in selling something like a car to a friend, well, you feel a bit funny, don't you, in case they don't really like it and don't want to say so.
I bet you don't feel like that, do you?
Yeah, of course I don't.
He'd sell you an old banger and tell you it was a vintage model if he could get rid of it.
Now, I know that's not true. The car's marvellous. Really?
Yeah, you don't find learning to drive very easy, do you?
Well...
You say that again, and again.
Shut up, you! I only failed my test once, and that was because it was a very tough exam, and anybody else would have failed.
Yes, but I mean, it's not easy, is it, learning to drive?
No, it's not easy.
Oh, and if you're naturally nervous.
Well, we're all a bit nervous.
Yes, but I mean, especially for women who are not used to handling anything mechanical.
Well...
Come on, Sterling. We'll put the plates up. You can drive me back to the garage. You might just be lucky not to hit a bus today.
Take no notice of him. I'll pass next time. You see if I don't.
Try. The lengths you'll go to get out of learning to drive. You'd even sell your own sex downriver. Women are not used to handling anything mechanical.
Oh, we're not.
Traitor.
Look, there's nothing wrong with being a sensitive, feminine person who prefers to be driven, instead of a masculine lady driver like you.
Me? Masculine?
Yes, you'll be getting a pair of driving gloves next and a flat cap.
Is that the best you could do, Betty? Corned beef sandwiches?
We'll be making some cheese and chutney.
Yeah, well, it's hardly what you call good fare, though, is it?
Well, look, with all the upset we've had this last few days, I've hardly had a chance to get anything in proper, have I?
What about soup?
Well, I haven't got anything to make any of.
You know what they say? Necessity is the mother of invention. It's amazing what you can do with a few pounds of tomatoes, chopped onion, sweet basil, cream, salt, black pepper to taste. Now you mix that lot up, follow those instructions. It'll go down a treat.
Thank you.
Hiya. Hiya.
Half a bitter or lager, please, Bet.
Certainly, sir. How's Fred? He'll be all right now, love. They've called the vet in.
No, seriously.
Doing very nicely. And probably wondering when he's going to get his first pint, knowing him.
Have you not got any food on there?
Betty's making some sandwiches. I don't know what sort, but shouldn't be long.
Oh, good.
You got rid of them diabolical pies, then?
Thank God.
Do you know, Alf reckons that for 30 yards round where they're made, nothing green will grow.
I heard it was like half a mile. Ah, here come the victuals. Betty's brought sandwiches as well.
There's not much, Ken, just corned beef or cheese and chutney.
You've forgotten the tomato soup, Betty.
Well, it's not quite ready yet.
Yeah, I'll still wait for it, though, if you don't mind. Not that I don't think your sandwiches are delicious, Betty. I'm sure that they are. It's just that I don't eat white bread.
Oh, that's the secret of your slender good looks, is it, Ken?
Possibly.
I don't eat white bread either.
Ah, well, now you really are an advert for brown bread.
I'll go and see if the soup's ready.
Well, how are you keeping, Deirdre?
Oh, no complaints.
Good, you're lucky. I've got a lot.
What brings you back round here, then?
Can't you guess? Trouble at mill. Or in this case, trouble at Rovers, eh, Ken?
Oh, I'm sure it's nothing you can't cope with, Billy.
I wouldn't say that. I've had the brewery on the phone again this morning. They've read your paper. They weren't exactly wildly ecstatic about that article. They reckon that any of the grub served in their pubs ought to be cordon bleu standard. Oh, you know the Newton and Ridley motto, don't you? Like our beer, our pub grub's the best.
Yes, but it's not something that can't be put right, is it? For instance, if the brewery were to see those sandwiches there, I'm sure they'd realise that Sally and I had probably caught you on a bad day.
Yes, but you're not having one of those sandwiches, are you, Ken?
All right, I'll have one. I'll have a corned beef, Deirdre.
Yes, thanks.
Oh, you don't have to make empty gestures, mate.
But it is a gesture, Billy. Perhaps if you were to make one or two, you might find your task here a little easier, not to mention more pleasant.
What do you want me to do? Serve free beer or what?
Well, don't you think perhaps you're a little hasty, throwing Percy Sugden out? I mean, I know it can be difficult and opinionated.
I don't think I was hasty, no.
Oh, come on reflection, an old man.
Look, don't try and tell me how to run this pub, Kenny. I am a professional.
He's not trying to tell you how to run it, Billy. He's giving you some sound advice if you weren't too... if you just listen to him.
To what?
But you've painted yourself into a corner, haven't you, Billy? Well, it's easy enough to see why. You come dashing up here at a moment's notice. You find that things are, well, less than perfect. But be man enough to admit that you might have made a mistake. In the heat of the moment when you were tired and feeling a bit browned up.
Me? Man enough? Look, I know you used to be a school teacher, Ken, but don't treat me like a school kid.
I'm just trying to mend fences.
Yeah, well, go and mend somebody else's, eh? I can look after my own, all right?
Go on, Deirdre. There's no point.
The word I was looking for just now, Billy, was stupid.
Three down. How many more to go?
Are you sure he runs his own pub in Jersey, not a concentration camp? I love that.
What's that, love?
Leather
Who's that?
to the bank.
Oh! It's been my monthly statement.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. I've told Bet to stop taking orders for food.
Right.
You played a blinder there, Betty. Went down a treat. I told you that was a good recipe.
Not my idea of cooking.
Oh, now, come on. Stop sulking. This isn't like you. Where's the little sunbeam that I know and love?
I'm not sulking. I'm just, well, I'm astounded.
What about?
Who are you? What's got into you? I mean, you can't go about upsetting people like this, you see. I mean, we know Fred's not the ideal manager, but, well, at least folks could have a laugh at him. But I'm going to be frightened to death of you. God knows what your mother'd say if she knew.
I only had a couple of minor disagreements.
Look, we'll have nobody left out there if you have any more, lovey.
All right, I'll be a little sunbeam myself. How will that suit you?
It will when it happens.
Now, what are you going to do for me?
Oh.
Well, how about putting hot pot on, say, for 2 or 3 days a week? I remember your hot pot, from way back. That'll repair any of the damage done to us by Fred's Pies or Barlow's Rag. What do you say?
How much?
How much? Say 75p a portion.
No, lovey. How much extra for me?
Well, it's for the good of the pub. Where's your loyalty?
In my purse with my wages.
All right, let's say an extra £1 every time hot pot's on. How about that?
£2.
There's not that much profit in it.
Oh, look, Billy. Apologise to Percy Sugden and Ken. I mean, they used to spend a bob or two in here, you know.
Yeah, she's just trying it on, Emily.
Yes, but Rita is right about one thing. It is convenient having your own transport.
But it wouldn't be my transport, it'd be Rita's.
Oh, but you'd be driving the car along, wouldn't you? I mean, for pleasure as well as for business.
Oh, I see. You can see yourself being driven around the countryside by your friend with the car. You'd be having stopping to pick up chaps next, I shouldn't wonder.
Well, it'd be rather bad manners to go sailing past them, wouldn't it?
Emily Bishop.
And it's not all that difficult learning to drive. I mean, if I could, I'm sure you could.
I didn't know you could drive.
I was once the proud owner of a Morris miner called Annie. In fact, I've got a police record as a driver. I was fined for going the wrong way down a one-way street.
Oh, quite a little flapper, weren't you?
Chief Waters here.
Is his face twitching?
Got a funny colour.
God help us.
Not to being a good landlord, you know. Billy Walker's no idea.
Are you tired of life, Stanley? If he bars you, you'll be dead of thirst within an hour.
Watch it, watch it.
Everything all right?
Fine, perfect, great little pub.
Good.
A man with a white stick came in, but he had a dog with him, so I threw him out.
Very funny, Bet. I'll go and collect a few empties for you.
Think the girls will be safe round there?
I think they should be all right, so long as they don't make any sudden movements.
Are they looking after you, ladies?
Oh, yes, thanks, Billy. And how are things with you?
Oh, well, I haven't found the big wave yet, but I'm still looking.
Oh, aren't we all?
Food all right?
Very nice, thanks, yes.
Good. You tried it, please?
Well, actually, I do have one teeny-weeny complaint.
Oh?
Well, I just found the tomato soup was a little bit bland.
Really?
And there was rather too much chutney and not enough cheese in the cheese and chutney sandwich. Didn't you think so, Emily? Well, I mean, I like chutney, but I'm afraid it doesn't like me, and if I eat too much... Oh, well, I won't bore you with the sordid details, but I find that the Flying Horse gets it just about right on the few occasions that I've gone there. You know, you put in a lot of cheese, which is my favourite food, and just a little dab of chutney, and absolutely delicious. The landlady makes her own, I think, at the Flying Horse.
Mavis,
Yes.
if you want cheese and chutney sandwiches in future, go to the Flying Horse for them. And anything else for that matter. Perhaps they can put up with your prattling as well.
What did you say, Maeve?
Nothing, really.
Getting really dangerous in here now, you know.
I knew a fellow like that once. Very quick-tempered, you know. He once flattened a horse with bare fists because he licked his head and spoiled his passage. More beer, please, Pip.
Well, the way I heard it, you were fighting drunk and Billy had no option but to sling you out. Actually, that's the truth.
Oh, don't encourage her, Emily.
It's like she's a soccer hooligan, isn't it? I mean, is Billy going to put your picture up behind the bar? Do not serve this woman.
No, actually, he was very disagreeable. It was quite insulting. In fact, I thought he was going to ask me to hop it as well, just for being with Mavis.
Your turn will come, no doubt.
Yes. Bye.
Bye,
Mavis.
Bye-bye.
Mavis,
What?
I'll do your swap.
A swap? What for?
You know you've been talking about beautifying your flat?
Yes, I'm going to this spring.
Well, I'll have it decorated for you and pay for it.
Pardon?
If you'll learn to drive.
All right.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Great.
Emily can drive, did you know?
No, I didn't. No.
She used to have a little Morris Minor.
Well, if she can learn to drive. You'd already decided to have a bash at driving, hadn't you, before I mentioned beautifying the flat?
Well, it's like you said, if Emily can do it, I can too, don't you think?
Well, I'll try and get Des Foster to do the decorating for you. I mean, when he finds out you've gone a bit wild and been slung out to pubs, he may be very interested.
What a good idea.
Hey, do you know what that curt Billy Walker's done now? You know he banned Percy Sultan, don't you? Well, he's only banned Mavis Riley now. They want the girls in the cabin, you know. You can't open your gob in that flaming pub. What's up?
I think you know very well what's up, Stanley. Sit down.
Shut up, Auntie.
I said sit down.
No need to shout.
That is my monthly statement from the bank.
I know what it is.
Well, will you read it, Stanley, please?
It's got your name on the top, not mine.
You can read it, I suppose, understand it.
If I wanted to.
Right, well, I'll read it for you. Especially these two items here. Both withdrawals. That means money taken out.
I know what it means.
£20 both times, making 40 altogether. And you know how they were withdrawn, Stanley? From the service till. Well, that's what the bank calls it. You'll know it better as the outside cash dispenser. Now then, I didn't draw out those two £20. So who did? You did, didn't you? You took my cash card, stole it, and you went to that dispenser and got £20 out twice. That's stealing and all, didn't it?
No.
Well, did I say you could? I didn't give you permission, did I?
With my money I drew, wasn't it?
It's my account. You've just said yourself it's got my name on it.
It was compensation from my toe, wasn't it? That's my money. Well, am I right? Yes or no?
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose you could say that £40 come out of your compensation.
What your money about, then?
Stan, when did you last work? I mean, when did you last put a full week in?
Look, it's winter time. Winter time's not for winter cleaning, is it?
It's months, Chuck, long before the winter sets in.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, I don't think you'll ever put in a full week's work again. And then what are we going to live on? How are we going to manage?
I'll be drawing my pension soon, won't I?
Oh, aye. And how many pints of beer a week will that buy you? How many packets of fags and pie and chips suppers? That's why I wanted to save that money in the bank stand for a rainy day. And they're going to be some, make no mistake.
Well, only 40 quid.
Yes, well, 40 this week, 40 next. Oh, I know you. You're like a big sponge when it comes to money. You just soak it up.
That was compensation for my toll. My money. For I can spend as I wish. Not in your bank.
Oh, I see. So what you're saying is, you can spend your money on your own pleasure, playing big spenders in the Rovers, while mine, the money my brother left me, that's for putting butter on a spread when it looks like we're going to have it dry.
You got your carpet, didn't you?
Am I the only one that walks on it, Stanley?
It's only 40 quid. They spend 40 quid on kids' toys nowadays.
Oh, I know, Chuck. I know it's hard having money in the bank when all you've got in your pocket's fresh air, but... Well, this was supposed to be our nest egg. I never thought we'd ever have a nest egg.
I'll not draw any more.
Go and make that cup of tea.
What do you want?
I've come to apologise.
Have you?
That's if you think I need to.
Don't you?
Well, it just got out of hand, didn't it? Blown up out of all proportion.
Did it?
Oh, look, give us a chance, Deirdre. I can't apologise to someone who won't meet me halfway. Anyway, look, it wasn't you that upset me. It was your husband. I mean, he can be a bit condescending at times, can't he?
I don't think he is.
Oh, come on, he's always thought he was better than me, better educated, all that.
I wonder why.
Look, Deirdre, you and I can be mates, can't we? I mean, one of the brightest things about coming back up here was that I'd be seeing you again.
I think she's made herself clear. She don't want aught to do with you, Billy.
Oh, you stay out of this, Alf.
Is that right, Deirdre?
Dead right.
So would you kindly leave my shop?
Oh, I see. Playing tit for tatty, are we? You're even more small-minded up here than I remember.
Very nicely done, Alf.
It'll do him good to get some of his own medicine. It might just bring him to his senses.
Morning, Mavis. Morning. Have you got any news or gossip or anything amazing to tell me today?
Well, yes, Rita. I've been thinking.
Now, that is amazing. No, go on, I'm listening.
Well,
You've been thinking.
You know this idea you had I should learn to drive in return for you having my flat decorated?
Best bargain you've ever made.
How'd you make that out?
Well, you're a winner twice over, aren't you? You come out of it not only a fully fledged driver, but with the Homes and Gardens pad as well.
Yes, well, that's what I've been thinking about. You see, I just think that, well, I think I've left it too late to learn, so, well, can we just forget the whole thing?
Ah, not as easy as that, Petal.
Oh, don't be silly. How can there be a problem?
Nail polish remover. I'm flat out. My own fault. I did my nails before I went to bed. Half blankets stuck to them.
Well, you should have let them dry.
I know I should have let them dry. Why else have I got 10 fluffy little claws? Did you manage to get hold of Des Foster then?
Yes, I did.
And?
And it was very helpful.
Is he doing it for you then?
Doing what? No, he's got another job on at the moment, but he's recommended a mate of his, Dick something or other. He said he'll do a very good job.
A good job of what?
Decorating your flat.
Oh, Rita, I've just told you.
Well, I'm sorry. Machinery's in motion now. Take an act of Parliament to stop it.
Well, you might at least have given me a chance to think about it. When's he coming?
Today.
Today?
Well, he had a cancellation at last minute. It just fitted in conveniently.
Oh, convenient for who? Certainly not for me. Honestly, people around here, the trees if you don't exist.
Thrilled to bits about it, really.
Are you going to put this on or what?
No.
Oh, come on, I've not got all day, you know. Honest, Ivy, I've got to get him to playgroup, get myself to work, get me hair done, take me dress up, get ready. I'll never make it in time for tonight.
Yes, you will. Don't flap.
What time are we meeting him?
7:30. Tail's booked for 8. But if you really can't manage it, my sweet, I'll just tell him we can't go.
You'll do no such thing. A posh night out at somebody else's expense. Plus, I've got myself a lovely new dress to wear.
Listen, love,
Why don't you leave it out and I'll turn it up in my dinner hour? At least you'll not have that to worry about, will you?
Oh, Ivy, would you? It's all pinned up. It'd be a great help.
Yeah, cousin.
Right then, I'm off. Now, then you look, I should be back by about 5:30, so you leave me some hot water. Oh, and could somebody just give me a suit a quick press?
Oh, Brian.
You're not the only one that's going to look devastating tonight.
I'll do it.
Ivy, you're a saint. Are you sure you've got time?
Yeah, of course I've got time. What else have I got to do?
Right, Tiger. Now, you be a good lad, eh?
Tiger,
Bye.
See you, love.
See you.
Tom.
Sorry, love.
Are you all right?
Yeah, of course I am. Fine. Go on, you go and get your dress and leave it down here before you go out.
I'm going to cook myself a real gourmet lunch today. Fried eggs, fried bread and baked beans. As you've already given notice, you're working through the lunch hour and we are persona non grata at the Rovers.
Well, I must say you're a fast-swelling band of martyrs.
Oh, you're right there. I won't get no red carpet treatment, that's for sure. Not after showing Billy Walker the door yesterday.
You did?
Yeah, well, listen, if they can't serve Deirdre and Ken in there, I'm not going to serve him in here. It's what they call workers' solidarity.
Actually, it's what they call keeping on the right side of your staff, so they'll look after the shop for you in the dinner hour and you can go and swap dirty jaws with your pals.
It's a social services subcommittee meeting.
Oh. And that's a dirty joke in itself.
No, don't be bitter.
Bitter? It was the biggest favour they ever did me when they kicked me out.
Quite right, love. I mean, if it hadn't been for them, you wouldn't be running your own newspaper and you could go and have a meat pie in the Rovers instead of cooking your own dinner.
No, not meat pies. It was meat pies that started the old kerfuffle in the first place.
It's not funny, really, you know. It's Annie I feel sorry for.
Well, is there anybody who hasn't been barred?
From the Rovers, is this? Well, I haven't as far as I know. Mind you, I could well get there and find Billy's replaced me with half a dozen topless bunny girls.
Hey. Tip me the wink if he has, will you, love?
Hey, never mind tip me the flipping wink. You're barred from there, remember?
Ah, yes, but you know, we intrepid reporters, it's our duty to go fearlessly into the front line to bring back the news to our public. At whatever cost to ourselves.
Oh, for heaven's sake, cheer up.
I don't know what you're being so umpty about.
Don't you? No, I don't. I've offered to lend you my new car to learn to drive in. I'm having your flat decorated for you. So go on. What's so diabolical about that?
Well, you've presented me with a fait accompli.
If I haven't, you'd only change your mind.
I have changed my mind.
Well, it's too late. The fella's booked and I can't unbook him. Hello. Now, what do you want? A nice big box of chocolates for your girlfriend?
I would. But I thought you're not too keen on chocolates.
Couldn't you just eat him?
No, it's just Brian sent me with this service record for the car. How's it running?
Oh, smashing, thanks.
I should do. Tuned it up myself.
You did?
I am a car mechanic, you know. Well, when I'm not playing First Division football or racing Formula Ones at Brands Hatch.
Well, you did a smashing job. And when Mavis gets her snazzy new sports car, you'll give it to him to service, won't you?
You getting a sports car?
No, I'm not. If you ask me, the whole thing's a complete waste of time because I don't think I'll even pass my test. I mean, I know my own limitations and I've just got no aptitude for things mechanical.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You've only to learn to steer a wheel and change a couple of gears. You're not learning to fly Concorde.
Mrs. Fairclough.
Oh, you must be Des Foster's mate.
Aye, Dick Lewis. Well, we're not mates exactly. Just work together from time to time. Put jobs each other's way, you know. Right. Now, you said on the phone you wanted it done urgent, so I've brought some pattern books you can look through. I know how impatient you ladies get.
Oh, well, it's Mavis here who can't wait. It's her flat you're decorating. Thrilled to bits about it, aren't you, love?
Oh, hello, Arthur. Come in.
Thanks.
Well, I've not seen you for a bit.
No, well, I've had to miss bingo for a few weeks. Been laid low with a touch of bronchitis.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry.
No, I'm fine now. Fully recovered and fighting fit. I hope I'm not interrupting. I just thought I'd pop round on the off chance, because I know you often come home for your dinner.
No, of course you're not interrupting. Sit down. I'll make us a cup of tea. I can be doing this while we're having a chat. It's for Gail. Only one of our Brian's big suppliers at garage is treating him to a night out tonight.
Very nice, too.
Yeah, they're looking forward to it, bless them. Sit down. They don't get out a lot, you know.
How about you?
Me? Not much these days. Well, apart from bingo, and I don't seem to get there much lately either.
That isn't right, you know. You're still a young woman. You don't want to shut yourself away.
You woman? You're a bit off mark there, aren't you? Be about 30 years.
In the prime of your life. How long is it since you got yourself dolled up and had a really good night out?
Oh, crack, it must be.
Well, it was certainly before my Bert we took ill. Only, after he broke his arm, you know, we used to say, as soon as that arm's better, we're going to paint town red. Of course, it never got better. He never got better.
A long time, then.
Do you know, it's funny, but only this morning I were... Oh, it's nothing.
I'm waiting.
Well, you can be a bossy boots, can't you?
I can. Go on.
Well, it's just that when kids were getting excited about this do tonight, I suddenly thought how nice it'd be to be getting dressed up and going out myself. I don't mean I was jealous. I mean, well, I was glad for them, because they don't get out much out of these days, you know. But I must admit I had a bit of a pang, because in old days, before everything started going wrong, well, my Bert were a real little live wire. We were always out somewhere, you know, weekends, holidays.
It seems to me your fairy godmother must have been listening this morning.
Eh?
Or rather, I should say, your fairy godfather.
What's this?
2 tickets for the bowling club dance next week. I came specially to ask you to be my guest.
Where the hell is everybody?
Well, all them you've barred are in other pubs.
Look, I've only barred one. Him with the flat cap, Mr. Know-all.
Percy Sugden.
Yeah, well, I admit I barred him, but not the others. I don't know what's wrong with people around here. You've only got to open your mouth, they jump down your throat.
Look who's talking.
You know what my trouble is, don't you?
Oh, this could be interesting. Go on.
It's working in Jersey. You see, I've got used to a better class of customer. That's what it is. Come back here, they're all dead rough.
Well, until you get back to Jersey, you're stuck with them, lovey. And in the meantime, who's going to eat all this hot pot that I've been slaving over all day for?
Don't worry, this place will be thronged out. They'll all be in, you see.
Well, apart from Percy Sugden, I mean, we'll not be seeing Owl for Deirdre or Ken.
And there's Mavis Riley. You've lost her trade.
A glass of sherry twice a week?
It's all custom, lovey. Your mother wouldn't be looking at it like this.
And they've all got pals and all, you know, them you've fallen out with.
Hey, up. Give over. What? I told you, the rush is starting.
Is it?
Brian's his name, isn't it? What's the other lad called?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Hello, Brian. Kevin.
Hello.
Everything all right?
Yeah.
Pints, is it?
2 halves, please.
Coming up. Busy, are you? Oh, if you're hungry, Betty's got one of her special homemade hot pots on today, all the trimmings.
No thanks, mate. We've already eaten.
Cheese and onion sarnie.
Now that trade's looking up, would this be a good time to ask for a rise?
Come on, Mavis. We're shut.
Oh,
You.
taking Harriet for an outing, are we?
No, I'm taking to stay with Emily for a little while.
Oh, off on holiday, are you?
No, I've got the decorators in the flat and I don't want Harriet to be present.
I won't say anything to offend her, little ears. I don't swear a lot when I'm working. Well, not unless I fall off my ladder.
It's the paint fumes I'm worried about. They might get on a little chest. Butchers are very delicate, you know.
Yes, you're right, they are, and you do right as well. But why take her to Emily? Why not bring her to me and Randy? I mean, she'd be company for him.
No, thanks. It's all arranged. Emily's expecting her.
Yes, she's had a little hot water bottle in her bed all day. Now, are you ready for the off?
Oh, Rita, I still don't think you ought to close up the shop.
It's only for an hour, and it's my shop, so if I don't mind, I don't see why you should.
And anyway, now Mr. Lewis is here, he'll want some help covering the furniture.
Oh, I dare say I can chuck a dust sheet over a chair by myself. I once covered a whole grand piano by myself. Plus a stool.
Right, that's it then. Or do you want to go up on the roof, see if we've any tiles missing?
Going somewhere special, are you?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. We're going for a nice little drive. Come on.
Look, I'm sorry, Arthur. And it really is nice of you to ask me to your dance, but I can't accept.
Of course you can. You had nothing else on that night, have you?
I've not told son all year.
Well, then. It'll be a very nice do. They don't have one of them noisy discotheques. They get a nice little 3-piece band in. You know, local lads, but they play some real good tunes. All the golden oldies, you know, Dancing in the Dark. And they'd put on a first-class supper. Ladies of the committee do it themselves. Well, it's not grand, but, well, everyone's very friendly. I know you'll enjoy it.
It's not that, Arthur. It's just too soon, that's all.
You mean Bert?
Well, a dance.
It's not the height of depravity, you know. Surely he'd not have objected to a harmless foxtrot or so.
Oh, on contrary. In old days, he was quite a nifty little dancer himself. Many a time we used to go to the Tower Ballroom at Blackpool and he used to waltz me round. Bertie used to say, stop it. You'll have me dizzy. And he did and all.
So what is it then, love?
Well, it's others, neighbours. I mean, getting dressed up and going out with another fellow. What are they going to say?
Your friends know what you've been through. They'll probably say they're delighted to see you enjoying yourself for a change. You don't care about the rest.
I don't know what to say, Arthur.
Then say yes. And you know, it's not the first time we've been out. We've been to bingo.
Oh, I know, but that's different. I mean, this would be like a proper date, won't it?
What's wrong with that? We're unattached. We like each other's company. What's wrong if it is a proper date?
I can't explain, Arthur, and I don't expect you to understand, but it just doesn't seem right, that's all. But thanks all the same.
So it's no, then?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Oh, crikey, come on, I've got to get back to work.
I'll walk you over the road. I'm sure they'll not find too much to gossip over in that.
You find somebody else to take, Arthur?
I don't want to take anyone else. Besides, it's not for another week yet. Still plenty of time for you to change your mind.
Oh, hello. Brought your new lodger.
Yes, will you come in for a minute?
No, I can't because Rita's waiting. Right.
She'll be all right, you know. I am to be trusted with her fragile little body.
It's not her fragile little body I'm worried about. All right, all right. Thanks ever so much, Sonny. Bye-bye. What are you doing there?
Well, we both can't sit in driver's seat, unless you won't sit on my knee.
Well, I'm not driving.
Well, I've certainly not given my dinner hour up to give you lessons in exotic belly dancing.
I thought I was just going to watch.
Unfortunately, they don't test you on watching, only on driving.
I mean, just for the first lesson.
Mavis, there's only one way to learn to drive. That's to get in and do it.
Well,
now what?
Not here. Hello. I mean, do you think we could go somewhere else? Because I don't really want anybody to know.
Mavis, you're learning how to drive, not having lessons in advanced glue sniffing. Get in.
You could have heard a fly coffee Rover, is this dinner?
I thought you weren't supposed to go in there neither.
I didn't, but I do have my spies behind enemy lines.
Oh, aren't we going a bit too far?
Going too far? It was him that chucked us out.
I don't suppose he meant it to be permanent. I mean, Billy's a big mouth. He says things he doesn't mean. Only I started this whole thing, and I can't help feeling I'm might guilty.
Guilty? Give over. Fred sells us duff pies, my laddo gets aerated because you give pub a bad write-up and I complain over the bar. You're not backing down now, are you?
Well, it's what Al said earlier. If this goes on, it's Mrs. Walker who's going to suffer.
Right. First, second, third, and fourth. Now, have you got that?
How do we go backwards?
Don't worry about that now. I'll be quite happy if you get the flaming thing going forward. Right. You've switched the engine on, then what?
Then I let the clutch out.
Gently. Before that, you look in the mirror to make sure nothing's coming.
And then I let the clutch out.
Gently. Only I've only just got the car. I don't want it wrecking first go, do I? I must be daft letting you learn to drive in it anyway.
Oh, well, in that case, let's just forget the whole thing. I didn't want to do it in the first place.
Don't be so touchy. I'm only saying be gentle. Leave that alone. Right. Go on.
Well, first to make sure that there's nothing coming. And then I have to check that I'm in neutral. And then I let the clutch out gently.
No.
No.
No. Then you turn the engine on. You find it goes a lot better with the engine on.
Gently, Doggy.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Fine, dear. Hi.
All right.
I'm fine, yes, nice.
They're all right.
Right. So last time I spent all morning, you know, peeling spuds and chopping onions.
It'll keep, won't it? There's another day tomorrow.
And tomorrow won't be like today.
Of course it won't.
It'll be worse. She's going to visit her daughter in Prestatyn. You see that? That's my pulling arm. It's fast developing galloping rust.
Well, no sense in letting good food go to waste. If nobody else wants that hot pot, I'll have some.
Oh, you know, if I were him, I'll forget the flaming hot pot. What you want to do is get out there and eat a big dollop of humble pie.
Wait. I'll never be the same again.
Of course you will. Only next time, we will go somewhere nobody knows us.
There's not going to be a next time. I'm never going to sit behind the wheel of a car again.
Oh, I see. Well, what about the decorating then?
Oh.
No driving, no decorating, remember?
That's all right by me. You'll just have to tell the man that you've changed your mind.
Oh, no. I'm not telling him tremble toes. You can tell him yourself. And I suggest you make it quick, being as he's already made a start up there.
Rita, I'm still shaking. I couldn't even walk upstairs yet.
Then crawl.
When I was a lad, I served a term as office boy to an attorney's firm. I cleaned the windows and I swept the floor, and I polished up the handle of the big front door. I polished up the handle so carefully, but now I am the ruler of the Queen's Navy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. No, HMS Pinafore, one of my favourites. Though I can do a nifty number from Salad Days if you prefer. No extra charge.
I didn't think you'd have started yet.
Oh, don't get your knickers in a twist, love. It looks worse than it is. Hey, I like to get stuck in fast. They don't call me Lightning Lewis for nothing, you know.
Well, I suppose this means you'll have to finish it now.
Well, that is the general intention. Though, I could always leave it like this. Hey, whatever turns you on, love, you're the boss.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not. Mrs. Fairclough is.
Aye, so she is. Well, she seems a nice enough lady to me. I'd not have thought she was the type to crack the big whip.
Appearances, Mr. Lewis, can be very, very deceptive.
Oh, don't the days seem lank and long when all goes right and nothing goes wrong? And isn't your life extremely flat, or with nothing whatever to grumble at? Grumble at.
I'm straight.
Okay.
Where's my cufflinks?
They're on the dressing table with your socks and your ties over the coat hanger with your suit. I don't want to hear another word about me never being ready on time.
Shall I wear my aftershave?
Yeah, and your trousers. How do I look?
You look lovely.
Thanks for doing your dress, Ivy. I really appreciate it.
Well, it didn't take long, love, and you're always doing things for me, aren't you?
Are you all right?
Eh?
You were a bit quiet this morning as well.
Well, I'm being a bit silly, love, but,
Go on. You won't be ready for half an hour yet.
Well, Arthur Whittaker came round this afternoon, love, while I were doing that.
Oh, how is he? You've not seen him for a bit, have you?
He's asked me to go to his bowling club dance with him.
Oh, that'll be lovely for you. It's ages since you went anywhere special. I keep saying to Brian you ought to get out more. What are you going to wear?
Well, I've told him I can't go, Gail.
Why can't you? We don't expect you to babysit for Nicky every night, you know.
Well, it's not that, love. It's... Well, I've told him it's too soon, that's all.
Ivy, Bert wouldn't have minded if that's what you're worried about. In fact, knowing him, he'd have been happy for you.
Yeah, I know that, love. But not everybody's as generous-spirited as he was. Other folk might not understand.
Morning.
Oh, I didn't expect to see you so soon. Well, I'm sorry. I'd have been dressed.
No need to apologise, love. You see all sorts in this game. Takes a lot to shake me, I can tell you.
Yes, well, if you'll excuse me.
Highway codes, eh? And I don't suppose you're studying this because you are the road user on foot.
No, that's right.
I thought not. You know, in my experience, the one thing the road user on foot never does is buy the highway code. They're all saving up to buy cars, aren't they? Learn to drive, are we?
Yes. Well, I say yes. I've just had the one lesson, and that wasn't even a proper lesson.
Take my tip. Read this.
Well, of course I'm going to read it. That's why I bought it.
But don't just skim it. Read, mark, learn, and inwardly digest it.
Oh, yes, I intend to.
Because then, and only then, can you afford to treat this as less than gospel. I mean, take your stopping distances.
Oh, I don't think I've got to that part yet.
On the back here. Now, you're driving along, and you want to stop, right?
Yes.
And you're going at 30 miles an hour.
Mm.
Well, it says here, thinking distance, 30 feet. Braking distance, 45 feet. Overall stopping distance, 75 feet.
Oh, I see. Oh, well, that's very helpful to know.
Forget it. In your case, you can double them figures. I mean, you, as a learner and a woman, your thinking distances from here till next Pancake Tuesday. In fact, you'd be better off driving about with your handbrake on.
But surely...
And your engine switched off.
But the car wouldn't go with the engine switched off, would it? Would it?
What you got?
Danny heading to Mars today, all right?
Fine.
Bit of a chase from last night, eh? We had fabulous steaks, Ivy, didn't we, Bryce?
It was great.
Yeah, in fact, it was a good night all round.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, love. Does you good to get out a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right, I'm off. Ta-ra, Nick. See you, love.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra, Mum.
Try, love. Well, I suppose I'd better be getting my skates on and all, hadn't I?
Are you all right this morning?
Yeah, why?
You still seem a bit quiet, that's all.
Well, I can't say I'm looking forward to going to work, love. Or hotels, for that matter. I mean, that's about it, isn't it? Up in the morning, flogging at Baldwin's, and bed.
Look, Ivy, don't think I'm poking my nose in, but...
What?
Well, are you sorry you turned down Arthur's invitation? I mean, it would have been a nice night out for you.
Yeah, I dare say it would.
Because of Brian. You were worried what he might say.
I know damn well what he said, Gail, and so do you. And to be honest, love, I just don't want any more lectures off him.
And that's why you turned him down?
Well, wouldn't you?
No, I don't think I would. Like I say, Ivy, I don't want to poke my nose in, but what you do is not up to Brian, is it?
He thinks it is, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I don't agree. You know that. I've told him and all.
Look, we'll leave it, Gail. I'm out for a quiet life, me.
Yeah, but it's your life, Ivy, not Brian's or anybody else's. And he's in the wrong. And I don't think you should let him get away with it.
Have you been down this cellar lately?
That's not an invitation, I hope.
Do you know how many boxes of pork scratchings he's got down there?
Amaze me.
6. 6 flaming boxes. It'll take us years to get shut of that lot. What the hell's Fred playing at?
That's right. Knock a sick man who's not here to defend
He's
himself.
just letting the pub go downhill while my mum's away. No wonder trade's lousy.
Oh, come on, Billy. Trade's lousy because you've barred half our best customers.
I barred one, that's all. The rest are just plain silly buggers. Anyway, you wait. This dinner, this place will be packed out.
Oh, and supposing we are and they want something to eat, what the hell shall we give them? Pork scratchings?
No, we're giving the hot pot the Betty made yesterday. Tastes better for standing for a day or two, marinating.
You know, you sound just like Fred now. He could always convince himself that the grub he was putting on was OK. Like them pies he bought. Cat's meat they were.
Give over.
He'd have served up any old kind of rubbish, would Fred, if he thought he stood to make a barbecue out of it.
Hey, now who's knocking a sick friend who's not here to defend himself?
Good fun, innit?
Thank you. 10 pence change.
Tio. I've taken one up to Desperate Dick the decorator. Seems to be doing a good job. So think on, madam. Now he's made a start on your place. You get behind the wheel of that car.
Look, Rita, I've no objections to learning to drive in principle, and I don't want you to take this personal. I just don't want any more driving lessons from you after yesterday. I've just got no confidence in you as an instructor.
What about my confidence in you? I'm lending you my car.
Morning.
Oh, morning, lads.
Hello.
All right. Now then, young man, what can I get you?
Well, it's motorsport, please, and a tube of fruit gums.
How's the car going?
Oh, smashing, thanks.
Great. Come on, Kev. We're due 5 minutes back.
Hey, hang on a minute, Brian. You may be just the fella that Mavis is looking for. How are you fixed?
Oh, she means driving lessons. At least I imagine that's what she's on about.
You have been wondering there for a minute.
She's a complete beginner, not picked up any bad habits.
Sorry. Teaching Gail was bad enough. I swore I'd never teach anybody else.
Well, I wouldn't mind teaching you.
You? Well, you're not old enough, are you?
Of course I am. And I passed my driving test first time.
Yes, but surely, I mean, to teach other people, you'd have to be... Well,
it's all still fresh in my mind. I've got all the ins and outs at my fingertips.
Well, that's true.
Well, I'll think it over.
Hey, hang on a minute, Mavis. I'm paying for these lessons. Now, how would £2 an hour grab you?
Yeah, all right.
You're hired.
All Baldwin's, lot of traipsing down Rosamond Street. Did we go at Flying Horse? And Jackson's Chippy?
It's rubbish, that ale at the Flying Horse.
Maybe. They've not barred anybody there since Dick Turpin's time. And then it were only Thorst that got barred.
When you're ready, love.
Give us the chance, cock. I've only got one pair of hands, you know. Same again, is it? Do you know, it's been all go this dinner time. I've never stopped. Rush, rush, rush.
Give over, Bet. The beer to your liking, is it, sir?
Yes, thanks.
You'll not get a better drop of ale round here. Oh, if you're hungry, we've got a special hot pot on today.
Nah, no thanks.
Oh, red cabbage, all the trimmings.
Hey, and a packet of plain crisps, please, love.
Certainly, sir. 42p, please.
There we are, my love. Now, dear. By heck, we've got a lot of that left.
Betty.
Yes?
It won't go to waste, love, if I have to scoff it myself.
If your mother was here, she wouldn't believe it.
You're working at the cabin, aren't you? Rita having all the shop done out, is she?
No, it's the upstairs flat, Miss Riley.
Oh, Mavis Riley. She used to come in here to help Governor Barder.
Barder? Miss Riley? What did Barder for?
I suppose it was the fighting and the bad language, mainly.
What are you talking about, the same woman? Mavis Riley, who works in the cabin?
I'm having yon. Mind you, she did get barred all right. She complained about the food madness. Gaffer's a bit funny, you know.
God, no wonder you're quiet. It's like a funeral parlour in here. I'll see you.
See you, love.
Oh, Emily, love, what are you having? Tom, me.
Thank you. I only came in to ask how Fred is going on.
Oh, they reckon he's a lot better, love. Should be back home in a day or two.
Oh, good. Well, I may pop round to the hospital tonight. Take him something to read, perhaps.
Good idea. Take him a woman's magazine, be an eye-opener for him.
Ta-ra, Jock. Be good.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, Billy, but we've got exactly one customer left.
What am I going to do, Bet?
Well, seeing as there's two of us and only one of her, I'll keep her talking while you snatch her handbag.
Look, I am serious. I've got to do something, and quick.
Well, it's like Betty was saying. You'll have to get our regulars back. You're going to have to go round all them that you've had words with and ask them very, very nicely to come back.
In other words, crawl.
No, Billy, not in other words. Crawl is exactly the right word.
You know, don't take this wrong, love, but temperamentally, most women aren't suitable for driving cars.
That's just male prejudice.
Oh, no, love, honest. Now, I'm a great believer in women's lib-me. I believe men and women are equal. Equal, only different. I mean, men are better at some things and women are better at others. Take roundabouts. What does a woman do when she comes to a roundabout?
Don't know, I've never come to one yet.
I'll tell you. Even if there's nothing coming, she slows down. She wants another car to appear, with a man driving it, who will beckon her to go first. You lot want gallantry on the roads.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with courtesy.
It's not about courtesy, love. It's about driving your car so we know what you're doing. Take reversing. It's a well-known fact women cannot back a car.
Oh, well, it's not well known to me.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows that, love.
Why?
Well, it's the same reason you cannot make a flock of sheep back into a paddock. They have to go forward.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? You're saying that women are like sheep now.
See, you take everything personal. Now, that's another difference between men and women. Women cannot have a reasoned discussion because they take everything personal. Hey, now you'd best be off if you're having that lesson. Not very fair, keep your instructor waiting, is it?
Well, how are you?
Fine, how are you keeping?
Can't complain.
Arthur,
I'll tell you why I wanted to have a word with you, Ivy. It's about that dance at the bowling club. Now, I know you said you didn't fancy going, but just wondered if you might have been having second thoughts.
Well, I've been thinking about
you see,
it.
I know you get troubled about what people might say.
Yeah, well, I do, don't I? God knows why.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to live with people, haven't you? But I can't help thinking you might be worrying unnecessarily.
Yeah, you might be right, Arthur.
I mean, it's not as if we're even talking about a trip to foreign parts, is it? It all seems harmless enough to me.
Arthur, I know all about that, love. It's just that I thought
Well, I'll say no more. Maybe you had some other reason for saying no, so I'll not press you. I just brought it up in case you might have changed your mind.
Well, I have changed my mind. I'd like to go.
You'd like to go?
Yes, I'd like to go.
Well, that's grand. I'm very pleased, Ivy. I'll tell you this. We'll have a really good night. I can promise you that.
Afternoon.
No?
I'm looking for a packet of envelopes. I don't want them gum sort.
Well, you'll have to see Mrs. Fairclough. I'm just going for a driving lesson.
Driving lesson? Who with?
Me?
You? You don't look old enough to be out of your pram, let alone driving a car.
I'm 18, you know. And I've had a driving licence for 2 months.
He shouldn't be teaching you to drive a car. I could understand you taking him down to the park while he went on swings.
Oh, come on, Kevin. If I listen to any more male advice today, I shall say something that I'm sorry for.
Shop? My word. Lending your car to a woman learner and a bit of a kid. You've more trust in Providence than I have.
For envelopes you wanted, weren't it?
Yeah, but I don't want them gum flaps. I want them self-sealing sort.
I don't think we've got any of them at present.
Well, it's either them or nothing. Swarm with germs, them gum seals, you know. Wouldn't catch me licking an envelope, I can tell you.
Oh, Rita. Good afternoon, Mr. Sugden.
Now, Billy, before you ask, I'm afraid I can't serve you.
Hey, come on, I haven't asked for anything yet.
No, I'm telling you before you do. I mean, you can't come in here and expect to be served when you've more or less told me she's barred from Rovers.
Very well said, Mrs. Fairclough. Don't bang the door on your way out.
Hey, hang on. Can I get a word in? What I came round for was... Well, in my opinion, this misunderstanding has gone far enough, and, well, I'm prepared to forget everything, and why don't we all bury the hatchet, eh?
You're saying Mavis isn't barred anymore?
Nobody's barred. Everybody is welcome, including you.
In my opinion, I think I'm entitled to an apology.
Now, be fair. When you and me had those words, you had been shouting the odds a bit, hadn't you?
I made a critical comment, yes, as is my right under free speech.
Well, just to show there's no hard feeling on my part, anyway, there'll be free drinks for everybody in the Rovers tonight. That's for the first hour after opening.
Well, I'll have to see. I might have something else on.
Suit yourself. As you say, it's a free country. But now I've told you, I won't have to go around telling everybody else, will I? See you later, I hope. Tell her, Rita.
Oh, Billy. I hope you're not going to hold a grudge, Mr. Sugden.
Well, it's not my way, Mrs. Fairclough. As I said to Jerry after the last lot, now we're beating you fair and square, so let's start at the beginning again. As long as you bear in mind who won the war.
Right, when you're ready. You are ready?
Yes.
Switch on. Good. Right, we're going to go to the bottom.
Bottom of it here, yeah.
Turn left.
Turn left, right.
And we'll get to indicate.
Oh, no. Oh, lost the end.
Don't worry. Take your time.
Sorry. Right.
Switch them off. And indicate. You're all right. Take your time.
And switch those off.
Yeah, switch them off.
Right.
Right. What else?
I don't know.
Handbrake.
Oh. I think it's broken. Thank you.
What else?
I think we set off, don't we? Did you say that I shouldn't be on the road?
Should have checked before you moved away.
Yes, I suppose I should.
Right, when you get to the junction, you'll want to halt.
Yes, just a minute then.
You want to halt?
Yes, I know, just one...
Touch on the brake.
I'm looking for the brake.
You've got to stop. Oh, God.
Oh, stop now.
You were supposed to stop there, not here.
I thought you said I had to come into this road.
Don't worry about it. Doing very well. Perhaps we've done enough for the first lesson, though.
Oh, no. I'm feeling fine now. I'm really beginning to enjoy it.
Right, thank you, love. Ta-ra. Oh, good.
Hello.
You brought me assistant back, did you?
Delivered back from lunch, as promised, in perfect condition.
She didn't give you too much trouble, I hope.
No, none at all. She's very amenable.
Yes, I'm like that. As long as I get fed 3 times a day, my straw changed every so often.
Where did you go for lunch?
A flying horse. The beer's so-so, but they don't do a bad sandwich.
Ah, she's very good with sandwiches.
Have you heard the news?
What's that?
That bloke Walker's thrown the towel in. Came looking for me. Admitted he was wrong and begged me to go back to the Rovers. Begged me.
Did he now?
Yes, I said only if all those others you barred had words with a welcome back. Otherwise, forget it. He couldn't agree fast enough. Dead humble he was. So that's it. Everybody's welcome back again.
Well, I couldn't care less. Don't bother me if I never go in the Rovers again for the rest of my life.
Oh, by the by, free drinks for all the Redlers for the first hour this evening. Just thought I'd let you know.
Oh, that'll keep Percy busy all afternoon. He'll be around this area faster than the Asian flu.
Well, Alf, if it's free drinking for the first hour, we better be in the Rovers for what, 5:31?
Oh, 5:31.
5:31.
I'm not kidding, I was petrified.
Well, it's your own fault for volunteering.
I kept slamming my feet on the floor, groping for the brakes she hadn't got. I wish she'd done a bit of that. I'm sure she was trying to save him from wearing out.
Well, I did warn you, mate. I heard all that with Gail.
Well, that's me, finished with driving lessons.
Give over. You've only been out with her once.
It was enough. The first and last time.
Here they come. Give us a hand, Ben. You know, jolly on along, Ben.
Nay, Billy, lads, you don't want us intruding on your private grief. Me and Betty will keep busy for a bit.
No Ken, no Alf, no Deirdre. Well, what are you going to have? These are on me, you know.
Yeah, well, before I have a drink with you, Billy, I want to get one thing straight. Who's barred?
Nobody is barred. Everybody's welcome. I told that to Mr. Sugden. The whole thing was just a misunderstanding, and as far as I'm concerned, the sooner it's forgotten, the better.
I see.
Well, you know how it is. You say something in the heat of the moment, one thing leads to another, and before you know where you are, the whole thing's just escalated. That's right, Anakin.
Well, that seems to be a classic description of either married life or the end of the world, or even both.
Well, what are you going to have?
Well, I mean, do you particularly want one in here, or do you fancy a stroll down to the Flying Horse?
Well, this is the only pub we actually live next door to, isn't it? So, all right, go on then, we'll have a drink.
Pints, is it, gentlemen?
Yes, please.
Half for me, please.
Right. And what are you going to have, Deirdre? Gin and tonic?
Yes, please. A large one.
Large? Right. One large gin and tonic coming up.
I'm beginning to think living with Uncle Albert's having an effect on you.
I know. I keep wanting to borrow his cap.
All pals, is it?
Yeah, more or less.
Good. I know the fellas we get behind this bar take a bit of putting up with. But look on the plus side, you do get me and Betty.
True. We'd come and see you two, even if we didn't live next door.
Oh, isn't it nice?
There you are. Oh, crikey.
Well, you might as well have another, seeing that it's free.
Yeah. No, hang on a minute. Only a promise if Gail wants a drink. It'll be a treat for her, and it won't cost me anything.
A real good husband, you aren't you?
Well, I'm the best. I'll see you later.
Evening.
Evening. Evening, Mr. Sugden. Pint, is it?
Aye, go on then.
You won't get a better pint than this, you know.
That's true. Freeman's ale always tastes the sweetest.
Fair dues. You do get a good pint in here, don't you?
Yes, most of the time. There has been the odd occasion when it's been a bit on the thin side.
Hey, Percy, don't start fracturing again, for goodness sake.
It's not me, love. I mean, I like peace and quiet. But I'll just say this, you can tread on cat till it turns on you.
What does that mean?
One of them deep sayings, isn't it?
That fella would try the patience of a saint.
Oh, it's lovely, Ivy.
Well, I liked it as soon as I saw
Yeah,
it.
it's just a thing for a dinner dance.
Anybody fancy a free drink in the Rovers? Billy Walker's by.
Hi.
Whose is that?
Whose do you think it is? It's your mum's.
What do you think of it, Brian?
Well, it depends what you're going to do with it.
Well, I'm going to wear it, aren't I, silly? I mean, what else do you do with a dress? I'm going to a bit of a do at bowling club. You know, they put food on and everything.
Who are you going with?
Arthur.
How the hell can you do it, Mum?
Brian, don't talk to your mum like that.
It's like saying it didn't matter to you.
Brian, just shut up, will you? You're talking rubbish. Your mum thought the world of your dad, and you know it.
It's all right, love. It really is okay. Thanks. You don't have to stick up for me. Your dad's dead, Brian. And there's no bringing him back. I'm never going to forget him, love, and nobody could ever take his place because nobody ever could. But I'm still living, and I've got to start getting on with it. And I'm going to do it the way that I think, not the way that you think. And quite frankly, I'm getting a bit tired of being bullied, Brian, so get that in your head, right? Now, You get on with your life and let me live mine.
You're upsetting everybody. I mean, is it worth it? Look, just tell her you've thought it over and it's all right with you if she goes to the do with Arthur.
But it's not flipping all right. You know the way I feel.
I know, Brian, but I don't understand it. Honest, you've got a flipping complex, you.
Because I respect my dad's memory.
And what about your mum? He's dead, she's not.
Now look, just because your mum trolls around behaving like an oversexed teenager doesn't mean all mothers have to.
Careful.
I am.
I don't want you breaking your neck before you've even got started on making me a rich man's son.
Listen, if I can't put a sign up without falling off my own ladder, I don't deserve to make myself a fortune.
You read about these kids inheriting the dad's lolly? Just step into a brand spanking new post. Just by having the sense to be born in the right place. Lucky beggars.
Never mind lucky beggars. What's wrong with making your own pile?
Ah, well, I'd have to work for that.
Well, I've got news for you, my son. I've no intention of popping off for a while yet. And I doubt, with the way my assets stand at the moment, you'd even buy yourself a roller skate.
Reckon you do all right here, though?
Give us that sign. Well, it's a small step for mankind, but it's a flaming big one for William Jeffrey Webster. Yes, no cricket. About time, eh, Kev?
You've had lousy luck. See ya.
Hey, where you going?
Work. I do have to earn my crust till you start supporting me in the style in which I intend to become accustomed.
Well, hand us them screws first, you daft Jesse.
One day I'll be flaming organ grinder, not just a rat monkey.
Right then, I'm off. I'll see you at dinner time.
I'll probably be out.
Oh, well. Tonight, then. Trammel. Have a nice day.
I wonder if the local women's lib are taking on new members.
Hey, you, don't you go getting yourself upset. It's me who's annoyed with you now.
By what right? Honest, Ivy, I sometimes wonder what we need them for.
What about little Nicky?
He'll have more sense, he's my son.
Yeah, and Brian's my son, love.
You're still going tonight, aren't you? You're not going to let what he said last night stop you?
Honest, is it worth it, Gail? I mean, all this aggravation for a silly dance I'm not even bothered about.
Yes, it is. If only to prove to Brian you're a grown woman with a right to lead your own life.
Funny, isn't it?
What?
Me and you siding against him. That's not what mother-in-laws are supposed to do, you know.
I'm glad we've got sense enough to talk about it. He ain't. You know how I feel, Gail, and that's it. I'm supposed to just accept it.
Why has he said something else, apart from what he said last night?
No, not really. It's just the usual line. There's no reasoning with him.
Yeah, well, his dad could be very awkward, love.
Yeah, and you didn't always give in to Bert, did you?
Would it be giving in, Gail, if I didn't go? I mean, or would it be doing right thing?
No, it wouldn't. Ivy, you've got the dress. You've told Arthur you'll go. You're going.
Hey, you. You're always on about our Brian, bossing me about, telling me what to do. You're just as bad.
Difference is I'm right.
It's all right, and no charge for coming in.
I just wondered if Mavis was around.
No, love, she's upstairs giving the decorator a nervous breakdown. Shall I go and get her for you?
No, it's all right, thanks. I just wondered if you could give her a message for me. Only I'm late for work, as it is.
Yeah, of course I can. Is it about her next driving lesson?
Yeah, that's right. Tell her there isn't going to be one. It's not that she's not a very nice lady and all that. It's just that I've got this daft idea. I want to live to celebrate my next birthday.
That bad, is she?
Oh, I dare say she'll do all right with a proper teacher. Say somebody who's used to people going backwards when they mean forwards and putting the foot on the accelerator when they mean the brake. I'm not saying she frightens me exactly, but next to driving with Mavis, banger racing's a doddle.
Couldn't you make it a bit more pinky brown?
I've put pink in it. I've put brown in it. You've got pinky brown.
Well, it still looks to me a bit more brown than pink.
You said that was more pink than brown.
Yes, well, that one is.
Only that one's more brown than pink.
Yes. You see, what I had in mind was the colour of the inside of a seashell I once found on the beach at Aberystwyth. It was all sort of pinky brown inside with a lovely pearly sheen. Oh, I've kept about it for years. You see, if I still had it, I could have shown you. I used to collect seashells, you know. Once I filled a wine bottle with them, and I was going to make a table lamp, but I didn't make a very good job of it. I'm not much use with anything electrical.
You amaze me.
Me? Well, how's it going?
Grace, all we need now is a quick trip to Aberystwyth. We've cracked it.
I'll be down in a minute, Rita.
No, you're all right. I've just come to tell you, young Kevin popped in and he says he's very sorry. Much as he would love to continue giving you driving lessons, if that pulled out at work, he feels he won't be able to do it justice.
Oh, dear.
Yes. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Because personally, I think you need proper professional tuition.
Oh, wouldn't that be very expensive, Rita?
Well, the business can stand it. The business is going to benefit, isn't it?
Rita, you sure?
Yeah. I'll just go and look in Yellow Pages and boot you in somewhere before I change my mind.
Oh, that's very generous of her, isn't it? I mean, I ought to do better with a proper qualified instructor, don't you think? What sort of person I'll get?
A dead unlucky one.
Pardon?
Right, a touch more pinky brown it is.
I see you sailing under your new flag now, eh? For a small fee, you know, I'll come round and give you a proper champagne launch.
I'm not quite at that level yet, love.
Give him a couple of years, he'll be able to afford out. Tell him, this is just the start of Webster's building empire, right?
Right. Building empire? From Fairclough's Lockup? What are you planning on building? Bug hutches?
Well, he did all right, didn't he?
He never made a fortune.
Made more than you'll ever make in your lifetime, love.
I wouldn't bet your best corset on that, Betty, look.
How's it going anyway? Order book full, is it?
I'm working on it, yeah.
Oh, right, only there's a job I want you to do across the road. You know the setup, don't you?
Factory, yeah. I've never been inside. What's the job?
Oh, extension to the loading bay. Look, I tell you what, pop over, have a look and give us a price, eh?
Yeah, well, sure. Do you want to go now?
Hang on, there's Keen and Keen. Let's finish the drink first.
I'll tell you what, I'll do better than that. I'll get you another one.
Not trying to bribe me, are you, son?
Don't have to. I do a good job.
Oh, you rang, I thought you said you were going out.
I only told Brian that. I thought if he came home for his dinner, I might spoil his good looks.
Gail, I've told you, love, the last thing I want is you two falling out over me.
Yeah, well, he said something else is to apologise for now.
You see, there you go. One thing leads to another, and before you know where you are, nobody's speaking.
Well, I'm speaking. Imagine I never stop speaking, me. So go on, then. Go with that new frock you fetched me across the road to show me.
Oh, it's lovely, Vera. She's going to be the belle of the ball tonight.
If I go.
Oh, I gather your Brian's still not so keen on going then.
Keen? You think she'll running off to join a troupe of go-go dancers, not go to a flipping bowling club dance? Honest, I think he just wants her to sit in that armchair doing her knitting, looking at old photograph albums for the rest of her life.
Well, it's not what Berta'd wanted.
I know that. Try and tell him, Brian. You talk to her, Vera. Tell her not to change her mind.
Of course, she mustn't. Listen, that's what she wants to go out and have a bit of fun, you know.
And to start leading her own life again.
Do my best, Scott. Oh, is that, love? Oh, let's have a scan. Well, I'm not kidding. You look like some out of Dallas in that.
Don't
You
talk daft duck with this note but a frock.
Yes? Yeah, that's fine. No problem. She'll be ready. Thanks for letting me know. Bye.
I wonder if I just shouldn't have settled for a plain cream after all.
Oh, why not play safe and choose Dayglow Purple with splashes of magenta here and there? No, look, I'm just nipping home for a quick bite and I'll be back at 1:30 to hold the fort.
Hold the fort? What for?
For you. Well, you go for your first driving lesson. I'd boot you in for Friday, but they've just phoned to say they've got a cancellation today, so I took it.
Oh, Rita, you might have asked me.
What for?
Well, it might not have been convenient. I could have had other plans.
Have you?
No.
Right then. Come 1:30, you're on your way. James Hunt, eat your heart out.
Hey up, Brian, what are you having, lad? I'm getting him in.
No, I'm all right, sir.
Oh, come on, big celebration. My new sign went up this morning.
I know. That's why he was late for work.
Hey, knock it off, Brian. Only a couple of minutes. And I did work overtime last night.
Yeah, all right, then. But don't make a habit of it. I'll have a pint with you, sir.
Right. 2 pints, 1 lager, 1 large scotch, please.
No, hang on, make it smaller. I don't want you talking me into rebuilding the whole flaming factory.
Right here.
Hot pie, Betty. And I don't mean lukewarm.
Well, look at me, lovey. It sizzles.
Your wife not cooking for you today, then?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Just an observation. We're meant to make the odd bit of chit-chat, just to keep the customer happy. Yeah.
Well, you'd keep this one up if you kept your death remarks to yourself.
Brian, can I have a word, love?
If you must veer up.
What's all this for you and your mammy?
Or what?
Well, not wanting to go to this dance with Arthur Whittaker.
If you know what you're asking for.
Look, try me a bit understanding, love. I mean, she's gone through a hell of a lot this last couple of years.
Aye, we all have.
She were his wife.
Well, that's all the more reason for her to respect his memory,
But she's lost most, hasn't she? I mean, you're okay. You've got Gail, you've got young Nick, you've got your whole future together. I mean, what's she got here? She's still a flesh and blood woman, you know, not a plaster saint like you'd like her to be.
Vera?
Look, she's lonely, Brian. She's friends of her own age. I mean, tell her to go tonight with your blessing, eh?
I'm sorry. It's none of your flaming business.
Well, I think it is my business. Yeah. When best friends make us feel miserable through a sanctimonious young twerp like you that's too selfish to even try and understand. Hey, Aldo.
Cancel that pie.
So she's having 5 bridesmaids. She says she knows it's a lot, but it's the only way to keep the peace. She's thinking of putting the little ones in pink, and the 2 big girls she's thinking of putting in lilac. Mind you, his sister's a bit sallow, and she's thinking that lilac might make her look even... Ivy?
You know, you said you offered to lend me that silver handbag.
Yeah?
Is it still on?
You going then?
Well, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, love. But like you said, I'm a grown woman with rights to lead my own life. Yes, I am going.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, why, he's not here yet, is he?
No. Perhaps he won't turn up.
Listen, this is a proper professional driving school I booked you in with, not some fly-by-night operation. What's this?
Oh, Dawn Fletcher's just dropped it in.
Oh, the Barbara Streisand of Balaclava Street.
I thought she were very good in a low dolly.
Oh, come on, she couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. Mind you, she was that busy flashing her boobs, nobody noticed her screeching.
Anyway, she's left us 2 complimentary tickets. I thought we might go together. It'd be a nice evening out.
Oh, I'm not sure Gilbert and Sullivan's my cup of tea, love, even if I could stomach Dawn Thingy. Now, if you'd have said Rogers and Hammerstein...
Miss Riley.
Oh, you must be Mr. Livesey from the driving school.
Oh, that's right. Glad to meet you, Miss Riley.
Well, I'm glad to meet you, but I'm not Miss Riley. She is.
Oh.
How do you do?
Oh, you're not worried about this, are you?
No, not at all. It's just that, well, I'm not 21 anymore.
Well, which of us is? Now, I promise you, Miss Riley, I've taught a lot of people your age and older. They all learn to drive. Shall we go?
Thank you.
Right, I best be off. Saw me van outside. So this is where you've scarved off to?
Was it scarving off? I popped in for 5 minutes on the way home from Ponnos to fix my dad's van. It's done now.
Listen, son. You want to make your mind up what you're working for. You spent more time here today than you have at the flaming garage.
Come off it, Brian.
I'm just warning you. So watch it.
Look, I don't get naughty when you ask me to work overtime. I come in a bit earlier in the morning, do I?
Brian?
Yeah?
Well, Kevin has mentioned to me that you've been a bit, well, touchy lately. I only mean that he's concerned about you as a mate. Is there something wrong? Is there anything I can do to help?
Nothing's wrong, thank you, Mr. Webster. Except that your son's never where I want him to be. So be back at the garage in 5 minutes, or else there's one more mechanic on the door.
I'm back.
Yes, I've worked that out. How did you go on?
Oh, wonderful.
Really?
Oh, Rita, it's a different thing altogether. It just gives you so much more confidence being with somebody who knows what they're doing.
Thanks very much.
Oh, well, you know what I mean. Mr. Livesey's a proper teacher. And he's ever such a gentleman as well.
You mean he didn't use as many 4-letter words as I did?
Didn't swear at me once. He's a very patient person.
Listen, with money I'm paying him, he's entitled to be.
Oh, Grace, you're back. Now, I wonder if you care to pop upstairs and cast your eyes over Pinky Brown Test Shade version 564. And if that's not right, I'm handing in my brush and taking up classical art.
I'll be upstairs in a minute. Rita, just, have you decided yet about tomorrow night? You know, the Gilbert and Sullivan thing. But if you didn't want to go, I thought I'd ask Emily.
Gilbert and Sullivan? They're my all-time favourites.
Oh, rather you than me. We've been given 2 complimentary tickets. I'd rather stay home and cut my toenails.
Well, I'd only be too glad to take one off your hands. I mean, if you're stuck. When is it?
Well, it's tomorrow night, and it's a bit short notice, really.
No problem. I've now's on. And if I had, I'd cancel it for GNS any time. Then give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the former captain of the Pinafore. And give 3 cheers and 1 cheer more for the captain of the Pinafore.
I think you found yourself an escort there, love.
All right, love. All right. I'm sorry I said that about you, Mum. I didn't mean it.
You shouldn't have said it then.
Well, you just got me flaming rattle up area. And then Vera chipping in with a 2 penn'orth worth. I mean, what's it got to do with her any road?
Doesn't it tell you something that we all feel the same? You're the only one out of step, Brian.
I don't like him. And I don't like me mum going out with him. I'm entitled to my opinion, and if that makes me out of step, too flipping bad.
It's not Arthur Whittaker you don't like. It's any fella she might go out with. You just don't want her to go out at all. You want her stuck here like a flipping relic.
She can go out with Vera. She goes to Bingo, doesn't she?
Oh, terrific.
I'm nearly ready, love. Is Arthur here?
No, not yet.
When he comes, ask him if he wants a cup of tea or anything. I won't be long.
Yeah, all right. Where are you going?
Out. Before Romeo gets here.
Are you going to wait and see your mum all dressed up? Tell her how lovely she looks.
You tell her.
I don't know why I had to go and get me stuck with him like that for.
I didn't get you stuck with him. You let up your little gob in front of him. Anyway, what's your problem? Surely you'd rather be escorted by a big husky fella than me. Fabulous company though I undoubtedly am.
What big husky fella?
Talk about flaming radar. I bet your ears are permanently tuned. I bet if somebody said sexy muscle man in Staley Bridge, you'd be there like a shot.
Where's Staley Bridge?
I hope you got a message. I'm sorry about the driving lesson. It's just that we're that busy. In fact, I'm just finishing this and I'm going right back to work.
That's all right, Kevin. I quite understand. Actually, you did me a good turn, really, because I found a very nice gentleman now.
Who found him?
You did.
Is this the same one that's escorting her to wherever she's been escorted to?
No, that's somebody different.
Ah, heck, Rita. You're working overtime on her behalf, aren't you? How about chucking a couple my way?
Bill, Kevin. Look, I'm sorry about what I said earlier on. I've got 1 or 2 things on my mind.
That's all right.
Can I get you a drink?
No, Tar. I've got this nagging female who'll give me 17 different kinds of hell if I'm home late for me tea.
And here's us believing that you're afraid of neither man nor beast.
I'm not, love. It's my 16-year-old daughter that scares the pants off me.
Thank you.
Go on then, I'll have a shandy with you. I'll be about 10 minutes, okay?
Well, don't blame me if it's cold. See you.
See you, love.
And you know about it, though. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, what about me? Why are you chucking apologies away? I mean, I don't enjoy being spoke to like that in public, you know.
I'm sorry, Vera. But in that case, you shouldn't put your nose in where it's not wanted, should you?
Hey, what the heck's up with him? No, he's just got a bad case of jealousy.
Over Gail?
Over his mum.
She'll not be a minute. She's just getting a coat. Can I get you something? A cup of tea? Or a sherry, perhaps? I think we've got some somewhere.
No, Tar, love. We'll be doing enough supping once we get there. Not that it'll be what you might call a boozy do, you understand? Just very...
Friendly.
convivial, I'm afraid your husband doesn't really approve of us going, though.
Oh, no, it's not that.
Well, I've tried to tell him it's all very respectable. We get a very nice class of person.
I'm sure you do. It's just that, well, he thought an awful lot of his dad.
And quite right, too. I'd not have it any other way.
And he resents anyone.
Trying to take his place? I'd not do that, lass. It can't be done. I had my Peggy, and nobody could take her place. Nobody. But if you meet someone new, well, you have to find your own niche in their life, don't you? Then it's down to you.
I'm sure you're right.
Ivy.
How do I look?
Like a queen.
You look lovely. You really do.
Right, we're ready then. Taxi's outside.
Hey, you've not kept a taxi waiting, Arthur. You should have said.
Oh, never mind. It's not been there more than a minute.
Have you got your key?
Yeah, of course I have, love. Maybe you'll be in, won't you?
Yeah, but we might not be up. Cinderella don't have to be home on the dot of midnight, you know.
Of course not. I'll have her waltzing away till the wee small hours.
You better do no such thing. I'm working in the morning. Right, love, I'm off. Thanks.
Have a lovely time.
Yeah. I just wish I
Hey,
were bright.
just forget everything and have a lovely time. Them's orders.
All right, love. Night.
Good night.
Bye.
Plain as your nose on your face. My mum didn't enjoy it. I bet you was treading all over her toes.
They won the spot waltz, didn't they?
Oh, get lost. Everybody wins a prize at them dues. It's all fixed.
Oh, yeah, they have this special society, the Bowling Club Mafia.
I'm telling you, love. It's a well-known fact. One dance, it's a spot prize. Next, it's a premium bump for having a pimple.
You ought to be writing for a comic with your sparkling wit.
All I'm saying...
I know what you're saying. You're saying, I told you so.
Well, I'm entitled. Because it was you and Vera that pressured her into going.
Pressured her?
Yeah. Made out she'd be the belle of the ball, have a wonderful time. A right rave up with Arthur Flaming Whittaker. Blooming Nora, give me strength.
Leave it alone, Brian.
You've only got to look at the bloke compared to me, Dad. Miserable as flaming sin. I bet my man was sat there, stuck with him.
All right, I agree the evening didn't exactly thrill her to bits, but there's no need to keep drumming it in.
Yes, there is. Because maybe next time you listen to me.
Haven't you got work to go to?
Yeah, Kip's got the key. Listen, girl, I don't want to fall out over this.
No, you could have fooled me.
I just knew Arthur Whittaker wasn't my mum's type. The first time he comes sniffing round, then you lot start playing Cupid. I'll see you at dinner.
It wasn't a matter of playing Cupid, Brian. I just didn't want to see her sat here moping. Anyway, it might not have had anything to do with Arthur Whittaker. It might have been something somebody said, like maybe some of your dad's old pals were there.
It's Arthur. Let's face it, he's a pain in the neck.
She's absolutely full of it, Emily. She's streaming with a cold. Every time she sneezes, the walls shake. Because she's blaming it on paint. She said it's stretching her sinuses. Anyway, she asked me to phone you and tell you that she's very sorry. She won't be able to make it at dinner time like she arranged.
Morning, Mrs. Fairclough.
Morning, Mr. Lewis.
She'll be decent, will she?
Well, I'd throw me hat in. Right, I'll give you your regards, Emily. Ta-ra, love. What's in the case?
Me gear, innit?
Gear?
Me togs.
Togs?
Come on, then. All clear, is it, eh? I'm not disturbing you, like. You've had your breakfast and everything.
You must know I haven't been able to eat a thing because all this paint fume's got on my sinus and I've got a terrible cold.
Ah, too bad. You must be allergic, you know. Still, now it's dry.
Well, I'm not blaming you. It's just that I've got very delicate sinuses.
If I was you, I'd get something down me, because you know what they say, feeds a cold.
Well, I'll try and force something down during the course of the day.
Mind you, I'll not be eating that much. Not seeing as we're going to this concert, like. Hey, there's nothing worse, take my tip, than going to a concert on a full stomach.
Oh, I can imagine.
Believe me, if you go to a concert on a full stomach, it'll catch up with you.
Yeah.
And it always happens during the quiet bits. The sopranos and tenors trilling away there on the platform. It's all lost to you, because you can feel this massive, great burp sort of bubbling up.
My great fear is that I'll go and get hiccups.
Oh, hiccups are deadly.
Yeah.
Hey, worse than a cough, hiccups. I always remember my owl fella. Hey, now he sang in Handel's Messiah.
Oh.
If you ever get in the choir, son, he used to say, and they're doing Handel's Messiah, for Pete's sake, go easy on the pickled onions.
As long as I keep off cucumber, That's a very nice suitcase you've got there.
Oh, yeah. It's for the concert tonight.
For a concert tonight?
Yeah, it's my violin and music. Well, you never can tell. It's like this linesman I used to know. He never went to watch the match on Saturday without him taking a flag and running pumps.
Right, where do you want it?
Hey, good lad, Kev. Stick it down there by the wall.
Big job on, have you?
No, just a couple of downspouts. House around the corner. She wants me to put an extractor fan in, I know.
I'll have to go before the boss misses me.
Well, he wouldn't mind, would he? I mean, you were coming past the builders' merchants on your way back, wouldn't you?
Give or take half a mile.
Here, any change from that fiver I gave you for these cement? I was hoping to hear something from that bowling bloke today.
Not rang you, I don't.
Not a dicky bird.
Ring him, then.
I have done. Bird in the office says not available, ring back later.
You keep trying. I mean, it's fairly vital, isn't it?
Of course it is. Why do you think I shot round there and put my price in?
Didn't cane it, did you? Price-wise, like?
Cut it to the bone, you know, I thought, get the work. But I did say that I need some money up front for starters, you know, before I could crack off. Which could be the problem if this Baldwin start with his brass.
Well, like I said, we do his motors for him. Good quick job in his hair. Peeling a quid off. Last of the big tippers, all that touch.
Always the optimist, aren't you, Bright Eyes?
I'll have to go. There's something bugging Brian. Don't want him flying off the handle again. I'll see you tonight.
OK. Hey, don't be late. Aunt Debbie's making the goulash.
You know, fuss.
I mean, how on earth can I go to sleep in my flat with a decorator in it? A driving lesson at 3 o'clock, and then this Gilbert and Sullivan thing.
Mad social world is one thing, Mavis. Pneumonia's another.
I don't want to miss my driving lesson, nor this concert for that matter, but... Oh, I might as well just soldier on.
If you don't pack yourself off to bed, you're going to end up missing both. Now, the driving lessons will keep, won't they? But the concert won't. So, shall I phone Mr. Livesey and make your excuses? Meanwhile, you get some hot down you. Why don't you try some of that linseed tea you swear by and then tuck yourself up in bed with a nice big hot water bottle?
I won't be able to rest, will I? Not with Mr. Lewis keep bursting into song. I mean, I used to be quite keen on Gilbert and Sullivan.
Shall I tell him?
Oh, no. No, I mean, I don't want him to be hurt. Not for the world, but... Oh, it does make things difficult. I mean, I thought it'd be over by 4 o'clock today, you know, with the concert and everything, but then he arrives with this big suitcase.
I noticed that. What's he got in it?
What he chooses to call his evening attire.
His pyjamas.
Oh, Rita, don't be so silly. No, it's his best suit and everything.
I see, she said, bumping in a lamppost.
What he's doing is planning to work to a finish, you see, so that means that if he's going to put the carpet back and everything, he won't be away till at least 6.
So?
So he won't have time to go home and change for the concert. So he's going to have a snack at the Rovers. And then he's going to get changed upstairs in my flat. I mean, the cheek of it. But what can you say?
You could say it's all part of life's rich tapestry. Or again, it's not the men in my life, but the life in my men.
I won't care, but I mean, it's a bit bumptious. You know, he sort of takes over, like. I mean, you'd think it was his concert and he got the tickets.
Hey, madam, stop whinging and concentrate on getting better. Now, shall I phone and cancel driving lesson?
Oh, I can't see anything else for it.
Who knows? It might bring that nice Mr. Livesey round with something to rub on your chest.
Oh, Rita, Mr. Livesey's got no interest in me as a person at all. He's my driving instructor, not the flying doctor or something.
Sorry, me, love. Hi, you timed that just right. The kettle's on.
Been any phone calls?
Not while I've been here. Why, were you expecting one?
Thought Arthur meant to run.
Oh, it's still all right with Arthur then, is it?
As a matter of fact, I'm having a few second thoughts, love.
Oh?
I mean, it were a grand do last night. They put a lovely meal on and I met a few old friends, you know. But it were Arthur's attitude. He got all possessive, you know, like I were his property or something. I couldn't speak to nobody for 5 minutes without he were butting in and whisking me off.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ivy.
I think he set his sights on me, love. I mean, as soon as dancing started, he was all over me, winding his arms round me. He started going all, well, sloppy. I mean, I don't see myself a straight-laced girl, but I'm not 18 anymore, am I, love? I don't smooching round bowling club like I did it 1950 odds down Levensyoung Pally. I'm not saying I don't like him, love, but at the moment, liking's as far as it goes. Love.
Ivy, love, I've only a second. Thing is, I meant to ring and say thanks for a great time last night, but then I was passing a flower shop, so I thought, come on, Arthur, do it in style. Any road, I nipped in and I've got these.
Arthur, you shouldn't have,
No,
I mean...
Can't stop. Duty calls that. But I'll call tonight and take you to bingo.
Arthur, hold on a minute, please. Arthur!
Man's a creep. He's a flanneller. He's one of these fellas that can't take no for an answer.
All right, don't shout the house down.
Gail, my mum's told him she's had a basin full. She told him she's not keen. And here he is, brass-faced as you like, bringing her flowers.
I didn't go on at him all that hard, Brian. In fact, I hardly said anything.
Well, I thought you told him at the dance. I mean, I thought you went in with a clog.
Did I, Eckers, like? I was a bit browned off, and I just thought that man would see it.
Well, why didn't you tell him when he brought his manky flowers then?
Because he didn't give me chance, that's
Just
why.
calm down, Brian. Look, your man can't help it if he's a bit thick.
He's not thick. He's crafty. He knows that he's overstepped the mark, so he's worming his way back in.
I think he just happens to be a bit old-fashioned. I think Arthur thinks that flowers are called for.
Well, if he thinks he's going to take my mother and make an exhibition of it in front of my dad's old pals...
You're talking nonsense, Brian. I mean, honestly. I mean, the way I see it, the flowers are just Arthur's way of saying he's sorry.
Yes, that's more than likely, love.
Oh, I see. So you're going to bingo with him, are you? You're going to string him along?
I thought he was stringing me along, Brian, according to you.
Ma'am, if you don't want the fella hanging around, he's got to be told in so many words. And don't worry yourself, because if you can't do it, I shan't bottle out.
He's not the answer, though, is he, Arthur?
No, love.
Are you going to show him the door, then?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm at my wit's end, love. I can't stand all this rowing. I know it's hurting our Brian. But the fact is, I'm not ready to get mixed up with another fella yet. You know, I'm not really involved with all that entails. I suppose Arthur's got feelings and all, though, hasn't he? All right, Vera. I'll only be a sec.
Hello? Anyone in?
Hold up. Oh, Mr. Bowen.
Heard you were looking for me, so I thought I'd pop in.
Yeah, sure, come inside. Just had me hand on the blower, as it happens. Got back from a job this minute, put a brew on. Well, I'll give him another bell, see if I can catch him in this time.
Yeah, I've been all over the place today. Wholesalers, buyers, accountant, you name it.
Sit down, have a brew.
Oh, right.
Sugar?
No, thanks, mate.
So you knew I was trying to get in touch with you then?
Yeah, phone messages I noted and passed on.
You run a tight ship, like?
Have to these days, don't you? Well, nothing much changed in here, is it? Suppose you'll be running the same operation, will you? Like Fairclough did?
Absolutely. In fact, I'm looking to find my work what he got his like.
Only trouble there is he had a bit of clout behind him, didn't he?
Well, if you mean brass in the bank, I think you're right. And I reckon that's where I'm lacking.
Which is why you need a few bob up front before you start my job, right?
Well, yeah, like I said on my price note. What with bricks, the price they are 1,000 these days, plus studding and plasterboard.
Right, well, let's ask you a question. Supposing I start you off with £1,000.
Yeah, £1,000 would be about right.
Yeah, supposing first day on the job you fall off the ladder and break your leg. What does that leave me, apart from a load of bricks?
Yeah, you've put your finger right on the weak spot. Yeah, I admit, look, I can't give you any guarantees as far as insurance goes. But my price, you know, it was basic.
Oh, yeah, the bottom line was all right. Your typing was a bit ropey, but you aren't cheap.
And why? Because, to be honest with you, I'm desperate for the work. But you get a good job, there'd be no codging and bodging.
Yeah, but you mentioned the word, though, didn't you? The key word. Insurance.
Oh, come on, I'm not going to start falling off ladders.
Maybe not. Maybe if you do, you'll bounce. But that's not the only dodgy aspect, is it?
Well, name the others.
Well, you might be a gambling man for all I know. You might take my £1,000 and stick it on the Gigi's.
I'm barred from the bookies. I keep winning.
Then, on the other hand, you might have some bird tucked away with expensive tastes. You might even have a cabin cruiser in Abersock.
In where?
Oh, that's all right. It's a private joke. No, it's just that, well, without any capital behind you, there's nowhere that I can cough up before you start the job, so, sorry. Got to be thumbs down.
Well, fair enough. You crack the whip. I hope I haven't wasted your time.
No, not at all. If I was you, if you want a bit of advice, I'd keep to the odds and sods to start with. You know, before you tackle the big jobs. Get a bit of money under the mattress. In fact, you'd be better off that way. That way they wouldn't have all this cap-in-hand caper, would you?
Well, that's one angle. On the other hand, like they used to tell Errol Flynn, if you want to be a big star, never do bit pass. Anyway, thanks for giving it to me straight.
Oh, that's all right, mate. I thought you'd be wondering what I was going to say. I didn't want you hanging around. Tell you what, that's the best cup of char I've had for a long time, that is.
Well, you know the tea bags, they were on the slate. But it didn't spoil the taste, did it?
Nice one. See you.
See ya.
How goes it, China?
Can't grumble. What's the point in this veil of tears?
Exactly what I say. What are you having?
I'll have a bottle of light and the meat pie, please.
Working late?
Well, I've been rushing to finish, like. I knew it'd be gone 6, so I fetched down my suit. I was taking Miss Riley to a concert, but she's been taken poorly and had to back out. Still, I don't mind going by myself. And she's been very good and well said. I can change and shave at her place, so I'm pressing on as per original plan.
Really?
What were all that about?
Anybody's guess. Oh, can I have a word with you when you've got a minute?
Get 'em in, Kev.
No more for me, thanks. Have to be motoring. Don't look like my dad's coming in. And I said I'd be home early.
Backing out, eh? What's the last time I come supping with you, sunshine?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Come on, Tam, we were making tracks and all.
Haven't started yet. Besides, when I come home now, I might find Twinkletoes there with his bed.
Yes, William.
Oh, I'm blowing.
Pardon?
Going back to Jersey.
Oh, why?
Oh, Fred's due back, and I was only here to cover for him, you know.
Yeah, but Louis, I mean, I thought you were here instead of Mrs. Walker.
No way. Oh, I came here to sort out a few problems, which I think I have done.
Oh, I mean, don't you think the problems will come back, you know, when Fred gets here?
That's your problem now, and Bet's. Look, I've got my own place to run, you know. And it's the busy time, the beginning of the season. I can't wet nurse this place. I'll be in right stuff.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I just wanted to let you know in good time, that's all.
Oh, thanks, love.
I'd like to say I've enjoyed it back here, but I haven't.
Here we are then, all set.
Well, Arthur,
You know, I've been that excited since last night. I've been like a young lad.
For heaven's sake, Arthur.
I thought we could go for a quiet drink. I thought we might even give bingo a miss.
Look, I think you better sit down, love.
Well, I'd rather we got mobile, like. Otherwise, we'll have your son back giving me sour looks.
Look, you're going to have to stop rushing me.
Oh, well, if you're not ready yet, you look champion to me.
Yes, well, I think that's your trouble, isn't it, Arthur? I think you only see what you want to see.
How do you mean?
I mean, I'm not ready. And I'm not just talking about tonight.
Oh.
Fact is, Arthur, that as far as I'm concerned, it's much too soon to start anything serious.
Well, if I've pushed things...
Well, quite honestly, I've never thought about you as a fella I've been caught in or anything, you know.
Just good friends, is that it?
Yeah, more or less. I know I'm not going round in widow's weeds and that, but... Fact is, my Bert's still a lot more than a memory, Arthur.
Now, let me just get this straight, Ivy. Are you telling me I'm making a pest of myself?
Well, I'm not blaming you, actually. It's probably me. I'll probably give you the wrong impression.
Well, to tell you the truth, love, I think you have.
Well, I didn't set out to.
All the trouble you went to last night, the way you were got up. Well, to be quite honest, I thought I were getting the green light.
Oh. Well, it seems as if we've got signals crossed. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. I had his future all mapped out.
Look, Arthur, if I've given you the wrong impression, I really am very sorry.
Shall I see you again?
Yeah. Yes, you've probably seen me knocking about, you know. But otherwise,
They say there's no fool like an old fool, and they're damn right and all. No, but don't worry. I know he's at the bottom of this, all right. That flaming son of yours. Our Brian. You want to tell our Brian to grow up.
Right, love, thank you. Good night. Good night. Oh.
Oh, sorry to bother you. I mean, if you're shutting...
Well, I was thinking of...
I was going to phone Miss Riley, but I thought, as I was passing...
Oh, social call, is it, Mr. Livesey? Well, why don't you pop up and see her? She's well enough to have visitors.
Oh, no, but nothing social. It was just business, really. So, I mean, if it's inconvenient, I'll...
Well, actually, she told me off. She was bereft, you know, when I told her that I'd cancelled today's lesson without booking another one.
Yes, well, I did wonder.
Pop up and see her. She's decent. She's not on her own. Decorators with her.
Oh, well, why not?
Right. Well, it's through there and up the stairs and the first door you come to.
Right.
Hey, hang on.
Is Miss Riley in?
Who is it?
Oh, flaming Lord. It's Mr. Livesey, Miss Riley's driving instructor. Can I come in?
No, yeah, well, I suppose so.
Oh,
Miss Riley's in bed.
Oh, Oh, in that case, I won't bother. I'm sorry for the intrusion.
Who was that?
I think it was your driving instructor.
Mr. Lucy. Well, what did he want?
I don't know, he didn't explain. He just took one look at me and sort of, shot off.
Why? What were you doing?
Well, to tell you the God's honest truth, I was putting on my trousers.
Putting on your trousers? Oh, no. Oh, this is awful. It's terrible.
Oh, come on now, where's things happening, see?
Well, I can't see how they could have been. What would you think?
The worst, probably.
Oh.
You managed to get that down, you then? Good.
Went down a treat, did that, Hilda?
Yes, well, it's bound to be a bit delicate, your digestion, isn't it, after they've been cutting you up? It's a funny thing, your appendix, you know. It's no good to you at all. It's just there, either doing out or causing trouble. Like some fellas I could mention. Any road, you'll just have to take things easy for a bit.
I saw the sale there. Oh, and thanks very much, love, for coming in.
Oh, no, I mean, while you're convalescing and nobody to get you a bit of breakfast or nothing.
Anyway, look, make a note of your hours and I'll see what I can do.
Here, now don't go insulting me by talking like that. I'm coming in as a neighbour, not in the hope of gain. Now, will you be all right for a bit of tea?
Oh, aye. Plenty of hot pot in the freezer, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that were him, weren't it? I bet him making it by the gallon and him driving all the customers away.
As far as I can see, he just antagonised everybody.
Ooh, you should have been here.
Well, I'm glad it weren't just me. I mean, he's gone and reorganised everything. It's taken me weeks to flipping reorganise, you know what I mean?
Ah, well, you see, you weren't doing it the way they do it in Jersey.
Huh?
Oh, no, everybody more or less nodded when Bet said what she did.
Well, what'd she say?
Well, she said, I never thought I'd hear myself say it, but, this is Bet talking now,
Huh?
but after Milado, she said, do you know, I'd almost be glad to see Fred back again. And everybody said the same.
Oh. When you see him again, Mavis, he probably won't even refer to it.
In all probability, he won't, which is precisely what makes it so embarrassing. I mean, if he was just to laugh and say, oh, by the way, what was that man doing in your flat with no trousers on? Well, I could just laugh and explain, but he won't, will he? Because people don't. And if I were to launch into some long rigmarole without any apparent reason, saying, oh, you know that man you saw in my flat with no trousers on? Well, he's a decorator, really. I mean, what that's going to look like?
Well, there are other driving instructors.
I might give up the idea of driving altogether.
What?
Just because... Nothing. Just because... Well, there are some things people take to and there's some they don't, and I don't think I do.
Now, Mavis, I'm not letting you give the driving lessons up just because you've been embarrassed.
Just found out you're not Sterling Moss, have you?
No, it's just...
There are other instructors, you know.
Oh, you don't get on with him. I should have thought that would have been everything.
Oh, she gets on with him all right. I mean, she's told me that herself. It's just that she doesn't want to come face to face with him ever again.
Tell you later. Your post's come.
It'll be all bills.
Oh, no, it'll be the next couple of weeks you get all the bills. Oh, there's one here from the brewery. It says on the envelope, Newton and Ridley. Feels like a card. You don't suppose they've sent you a get well card, do you?
Come on, give us a aerial and get on with your jobs.
Oh, sorry. Only brought them in for you.
There now. Have a look at that then, being as you're so interested.
Of course, if it's all a big official secret. The directors of Newton and Ridley invite Mr. Frederick G. and guest, to a dinner dance at the Grand Plaza Hotel. Oh, very posh. Black tie, RSV. What do they mean, black tie?
Well, it means evening dress, doesn't it? The old tuxedo. Very posh too, that, you know.
What are they asking you for?
All right, Hilda, get your digs in while I'm too weak to answer you back.
Oh, I'm only asking. Well, who's this guest you're going to take then?
Well, I don't know. I'll have to consult my little black book.
Oh, there's a list, is there?
What? Well, tickets, like you can't get them tickets for love nor money, Hilda. You can pick and choose who you want to take.
Well, of course, by rights, being a brewery do, you ought to take one of the staff.
What other stuff? That's a laugh.
I won't be in for lunch, love. Oh, I'm sorry, Emily.
Oh, won't you? That'll save me a bit of trouble. Why won't you?
There's a bloke I want to see, just chasing up a bit of advertising.
Well, if it's paying the rent.
I don't suppose you'd do a piece in your paper about our appeal.
What appeal?
Maudsley Street Congregational Chapel for the roof.
God, is that still going? Seems ages ago you had that big thermometer up outside.
Oh, we long since removed the thermometer. It just became an eyesore.
Did you not reach your target?
Oh, yes, eventually. But by then we'd been overtaken by inflation. And every time we think we might have enough, the cost seems to have gone up again, which means that the roof stays as it is. Rather, it doesn't. It gets worse, which means we have to raise even more money. And so it goes on.
Well, there's your story, Emily. And you can write it much better than I, and if you do, I'll put it in. Or as much of it as is fit to print.
Oh, would you?
Certainly. Just pop it in. Bye, love.
Oh, that'll certainly bring the money rolling in.
Cast your bread upon the waters, and it shall be returned to you after many days. Not too many, let's hope.
Isn't there a God-fearing builder in your congregation?
There aren't very many in the congregation still actively employed in any field.
Why don't you try Kevin's dad, Bill Webster?
The one who's taken Len's yard, him?
Yeah. Man, that's not the same class of job, like, but, well, he fixed my roof for me at the garage. A very tidy job, unreasonable. I think you'll find him cheaper than most. Well, he's trying to get himself started, isn't he?
I shouldn't think it's the kind of job he could do, really.
Oh, you know a lot about roofing, do you?
No.
I should let him decide if he can do it or not. But he did mine all right. And I should think a slate's a slate, whether it's on my roof or on God's roof.
Well, I'm here. Hey there, Fred. Oh.
No good calling him.
No.
He's not there. He's out.
Out? He's not supposed to be out. I mean, the way he's talking, you think he can hardly move.
Be that as it may, he's gone out, hair slicked down, striped shirt on, stinking of aftershave.
What's he up to?
No use asking, because I tell you this, you're not in the running.
Don't speak to me, I feel terrible.
And neither are you. I'm quoting him now, his very words. You don't come under starter's orders at all. In fact, you don't even get as far as the parade ring.
Hilda, is there any point in asking you what you're on about?
Oh. And it's leaking against the outside wall, is it? Is it high up? Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Look, I'll pop round this afternoon and see if I
Can I do round for some screws?
Yeah. It's Old Port Street, is it? Yeah. Number 10, right. And it's Mrs. Evans? Yeah. OK. All right, leave it with me, will you?
Business looking up.
I wish it was. A couple of downspouts need attending to.
You know what you want to do? Everywhere you do a little fiddling job, you ought to have a really good look round. See what really needs doing. I mean, where the downspout's gone, troughing's probably not up to much. And where troughing's going, stands to reason. The woodwork probably needs looking at.
Which end do you start at, though? The little end or the big end?
How do you mean?
When you're sucking an egg, like.
OK, I'm only trying to be helpful.
By nicking all me screws.
To do a job in the garage. Hey, Brian's dead chuffed with that roof, you know. He's give you a recommendation.
Oh, aye?
Aye. Put a word in with that Mrs. Bishop. You know, the snooty one. Lives on the same street as Brian and Mrs. Fairclough.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Has she got a leaking downspout and all?
No, it's a church roof. She's in charge of an appeal or something.
Sublime to the ridiculous now.
He's recommended you any road.
Look, I'm not geared up for jobs like that, am I? Will you stop rooting? What are you looking for anyway?
Some screws about that big and a piece of wood about that big.
Look, come here. Look, thank Brian for me, will you? But look, I probably wouldn't get the job anyway.
Webster?
Hi.
Oh, you've been recommended to me by Brian Tilsley.
Oh, you the woman that wants the steeple straightening?
Well...
I don't think I can help you there, love.
Fred?
Well, yeah, well, I rang earlier and, you know, I left a message to ask if she would ring me back. Yeah, well, I was just wondering if she'd got the message, you know. Just hang on a minute, would you, please? Yeah?
Mike Baldwin wants to cash a cheque, all right?
Well, how much?
20 quid.
Go on, all right. Sorry about that. Matter of important business. So you'll tell her then, will you? Yeah, G, Fred. Well, just say Freddie rang. She'll know.
I'll give you 2 guesses what he's doing.
He's on the phone again.
Well, seeing as you've got one guest left, who do you reckon the lucky lass is?
There was this one from Warrington, you know, that he was smitten with.
Oh, smitten with what?
Fred.
Oh, aye, we're stuck on her. Must have been driving out road to Warrington.
Well, he'd have to go far afield in, wouldn't he, to have a chance? I mean, had to wait, had she?
She's quite a nice little woman, quite attractive little woman, too.
Get away.
Yeah.
Come on, Bet, I could have walked to the bank by now and had a drink on the way back.
Yes, but you wouldn't have had the company, would you?
Hey, funny though, isn't it? I mean, what an attractive woman seen likes of Fred G.
Well, when he met her, I think she was took for a lift. I think she got separated from her friends or something.
You mean gone off with her glasses on? Hey, mind you, what am I saying? I mean, what's the glamour attractive woman doing, like me, doing with him?
You know perfectly well your father chased me with a shotgun.
Oh, he never did.
He did. An old fella followed me down the street with a shotgun and he said, look, I can understand your reluctance, chap, but if you wed our Vera, I'll give you my shotgun, my ukulele and my second best pair of clogs. What size do you take? So me, like a fool.
Listen, if I'd have took notice of my father, I'd done a lot better for myself, because I could read you like a book.
Your father never read a book in his life. Never had a book in the house till he started drawing his pension. Very ignorant folk, their family.
Oh, I'm the right brain in his family, you know. They all went to Oxford College to study codology.
Did you get your money all right, Squire?
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. How's the old...
Oh, it's all right now, thanks. The doctors were amazed how well I got over it, considering how bad I got, you know.
Mind you, she's right what she was saying, you know. I mean, because there's some very brainy folk in our family. I mean, some of them big readers and that. Do you read a book yourself, then?
No, I don't get time.
I like a book you can study and learn from. You know, I mean, I've got one now in the camp. It's, I forget the name of it now, but it's all about your great unsolved murders. It's all about Jack the Ripper and them and what they did and everything, you know. Very interesting.
It's only a little nick, you know, you get these days. It's a very tidy little operation, you know. There's nothing...
Is that the phone?
Yeah, hang about, I'll get it. I'm expecting a call back.
Stick another one in there, will you please, Brett?
I'll lend it to you if you want, you know. It's very interesting.
What's that?
The book about the great unsolved murders.
No, thanks, mate. I'll take a rain check on that, like a lot of other things. I'd rather do it than read about it. Bet, love?
Yeah, I'm with you now, Chuck.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't realise it was awkward ringing you at work. Well, are they? Well, all right. There's no need to flipping go on. How do you mean you thought you'd made it clear? Well, I certainly never got that impression, not at all. Oh, well, thank you very much indeed, thank you. Nice to speak to you. Well, oh, no, don't worry. I won't.
You working late? Are you coming for a pint?
Oh, you've tempted me.
Do you go and have a look at that roof?
Not yet, no.
Why not?
Because I didn't.
You don't want to let that go? Be a great job.
I don't think there's a lot of point bothering.
Why not?
Because there's a lot of work doing it in a job and doing an estimate for a job like that. And I probably won't get it at the end of the day anyway.
Why won't you?
Same reason as I never got that job for Baldwin. It's a big job to them, and I'm just a one-man concern. The fact that I can do it's neither here nor there. I mean, they'll probably give it to somebody with limited after his name.
Well, at least you can go and look it over.
Well, there's more to just looking, isn't there? I mean, I've got to get up there for a start.
There is such thing as ladders, you know.
Well, I haven't got one up and get up there. I mean, it's a church roof we're talking about.
It's a chapel. It's only a chapel. They call it low church, meaning you don't need as big a ladder.
Go on.
Makes Brian look a bit daft, doesn't it? I mean, he's recommended you, and you can't even be bothered to look at the job.
I'm not here to worry about Brian.
All right, I'll let him know. I'll tell him not to even bother recommending you.
I'll lock up for you if you like. I know you want to go and do your shopping.
Oh, well, if you don't mind, because it's late night opening at the shopping
No,
centre.
you go. I was late back from my dinner.
Oh, Rita, I don't count how long you take. I don't mind that. What I do mind, if you don't mind my saying so, and I'm going to say so whether you mind or not, what I do mind is you amusing all the customers by telling everybody everything that happens to me in my life.
Everybody? Who've I told?
Well, several people. I mean, people who've no business knowing my business. People like Betty Turpin, so now it'll be all over the Rovers.
Betty? Oh, come on. She was very moved by your predicament. I thought she was very sympathetic. Now, come on, Mavis, it's just funny. Everybody knows you've nothing to hide.
Do they? Oh, do they? And supposing I did have something to hide?
But you haven't.
That's what makes it funny, I suppose. Nobody likes to be made a laughing stock, you know.
You're not a laughing stock.
Well, why are you trying to make me one?
Well, all right. I'm sorry, Mavis. I just mistakenly thought what happened was funny, and it just so happens other people have made the same mistake. We didn't realise we were laughing at you.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm probably making too much of it.
I'm saying no.
Well, when I see Mr. Livesey next, I'll just explain.
Yes, he'll think it's funny, that's all. It is.
I'll just mention it.
Yes.
I'll make light of it.
Yes.
When I see it. Rita, he's coming up the street. Look, if he comes in, will you tell him you don't know where I am?
Mavis. Hello, Mr. Livesey.
Oh, hello. Is Miss Riley about?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Would you like to pop through at the back and see if she's there?
No, I don't think I'll do that.
No.
No, if you could just give her a message.
Yes, of course.
Oh, we had a loose arrangement for tomorrow night. I was going to fit her in an extra lesson if I could, and she was waiting for me to confirm, but as it turns out, it's no go.
No lesson tomorrow night.
No, so if you could just tell her we'll fix the next one up when she gets in touch.
Will do.
Yes, tell her I'll leave it up to her.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
Did you get all that?
Frankly, I call that an act of treachery. Treachery, asking him to come through.
Who was it a minute ago said all you have to do is say to him, wasn't that a funny thing that happened, and he wouldn't be in the least bit embarrassed?
Well, then why has he put the lesson off tomorrow?
Well, there could be a million reasons. He's been invited to joint Masons and it's their night. Who knows?
He hasn't, Rita. You know that as well as I do. I mean, he's left it up to me to get in touch. Well, there you are. No, I think as far as driving instructors are concerned, I shall have to look elsewhere.
Mavis, you are daft.
And next time I'm looking for a friend, I think I shall have to look elsewhere as well.
Do all countries have this many takeaways? I mean, if you were in France, would you have an Indian, a Chinese, a Tandoori and a Greek all within half a mile of each other?
Yeah, plus 2 fish and chip shops. I don't know. I don't know whether they do. No, if you can order a curried kebab and chips with a chop suey roll, you're definitely an Indian.
Hello.
I'll have a vodka and tonic, Betty, please.
OK.
I'm only having it so I can take my vitamin pill. You're not kidding, are you? Well, you on vitamin pills? Well, I hardly ever feel like cooking these days, and if you don't eat, you get run down. So I'm trying these. The only trouble is you have to take them regularly, so I'm taking them with me vodka and tonic. Thank you.
Well, the solution is to eat, Rita. Why don't you join us? We're going to have a takeaway.
Yeah, we're just trying to decide which nationality.
I think it's a great game, that American football.
Do you think so? They look like a load of spacemen to me. Well, they're all pads, aren't they? A bunch of pansies. They're afraid of getting hurt.
Right, standing in the way of one of them. See, he's afraid of getting hurt. I mean, they've got blokes weighing 18 stone and can run 100 yards in 10 seconds. What's the name of that fella, Dan? Great big monster.
Excuse me, butting in, but about what you were saying today, the roof job, would there be anybody there tomorrow if I came round for a look?
Well, I could be there, but you rather gave me the impression you had too much on.
Oh, nothing that'll stop me having a go at your roof. I'll put an estimate in, and I'll tell you what, it'll be very hard to turn down. What time tomorrow, then?
Oh, any time in the morning.
Right.
Putting an estimate in, then?
Yeah, and I'll get it and all.
What's made your mind up all of a sudden?
Just looking at that Bowman's fella's mug, it made me feel about that big. Well, I'm not letting him. Just got to me, that's all.
Oh, there's no living with him. You know what brewery have this do every year? Well, his lordship's been invited.
Oh, I know.
How do you know?
He asked me to go with him. Came in cabin this morning.
Did he? Did you hear that, Betty?
Bet, shall I have a word with you in a minute? Just go in the office. Shut the door.
Do you mind if I leave it a tiny bit ajar?
Why?
So people can hear me scream if you start to go funny. It's not often you want to see me all alone.
Shut it and shut that. Now, look, Lynch, I don't know whether you're aware, but Newton and Ridley's having their annual shindig, their annual function, and, well, naturally, yours truly's been invited.
No, go on.
I bet you knew that already, didn't you?
Never. Scout's honour.
Well, be that as it may. It's a top-drawer do, is this, Lynch? Everybody will be there, the top people. Directors, the families, the Newtons and the Ridleys. It's sort of, well, sort of a grand lodge, if you see what I mean.
You mean like all the people you've got to impress if you want to get on, like?
in one.
Well, my advice is don't go.
Oh, you've got to get your silly little digs in, you, haven't you?
I'm only saying it's in your best interest, Fred. You know what you're like when you've had a skinful. And let's face it, with a brewery do, you'll be well wrapped round it.
I could hold my ale.
I am not saying you can't. It's just your natural warm-heartedness. Like the time when you went with Mrs. Walker and you started groping Sarah Ridley.
I did not start groping Sarah Ridley.
Oh, was it somebody else then,
I
was
didn't
it?
grope nobody. As a matter of fact, me and Sarah, Miss Ridley to you, we got on very well. We hit it off pretty well.
Yeah, but let's face it, Fred. You'd think you'd hit it off pretty well if the last didn't report you to police.
I'm rapidly going off this idea, me.
What idea?
Of you accompanying me to the do.
Me?
Aye.
To brewery do?
It'll be the poshest flipping knees up you've ever been to, Lynch, I'm telling you.
God, I'm overwhelmed.
Right. Now, don't forget, it's a fortnight Monday. Now, get yourself tarted up, plenty of soap and water around your ears. Use DDT if necessary, and tuck yourself in. I mean, you show too much.
Oh, you are silvery tongue, you are.
Well, I mean, it's a top drawer do it. You show a bit, but not, you know what I mean. Don't overdo it.
Do you know, I think it is the nicest invitation I have ever had.
Well, be that
and
as it
I
may.
shall treasure the memory, Fred.
Right. It's all on to the pumps, then.
I really appreciate you asking me. But may I ask one question? Why are you asking me?
What do you mean, why asking you?
Well, out of all the women that you could have asked, all the women who'd be begging to go with you if they could.
Well, that's now to do with it. I'm asking you, so you're going, right?
Oh, Fred, it really is nice of you, but I know that you're only asking me because you feel that you have to.
I don't have to ask at all.
Exactly, you don't. And you shouldn't feel obliged. If you do feel that you should take a member of staff, well, Betty is senior to me, so it should be her.
Doesn't say nothing on here about, it says Fred G and guest. Nothing about members of staff. I can take who I like.
Exactly. Maureen from Warrington. Why not? I bet she'd love to go. And Fred, thanks again for the thought.
Hey, Bet.
So, who's he taking then? Do we know yet?
Not yet, no. You turned him down then, did you? Mind you, I said you would. But you know, Fred, you can't tell him how.
I did what?
When he asked you if you go to, he hasn't asked you yet, has he?
What, asked me to go to this Newton and Ridley's do?
Me and my big gob. Forget I said out, will you, Hilda?
Oh, don't worry, I won't let on.
Thanks.
Well...
He's probably trying to pluck up courage.
He's got a cheek, though, hasn't he? I mean, me, a married woman, what must he be thinking?
He's desperate.
Yeah, well, that he is. I mean, it must be hard at his age to try and find anybody halfway respectable without being married.
Not very much.
Oh, present company expected, of course. No, but I would at least know how to conduct myself, and there's not many you can say that about. Well, I went out to dinner with Mike Baldwin once, you know, and he had no complaints.
You won him in a raffle, didn't you?
Yeah.
Mind you, if last year's out to go by, Fred'll be too care-eyed to notice how anybody's behaving.
Yeah, well, I won't be there to see him. He can ask me till he's blue in the face, the answer would still be no. I mean, what would Stanley think if I suddenly announced I was going off to a dance with Fred G?
Be jealous then, would he?
Oh, he would and all. Do you know he once hit a fella for trying to press his attentions on me?
Nay, when were this then?
1950. Well, when I say hit him, he said afterwards he would have done if this fella had persevered.
Well, he'll be very disappointed, will Fred?
Oh, I can't help that, can I? Still, I'll try and let him down lightly, because I dare say he meant well. No, he just hasn't appreciated the situation for what it is.
No.
Well, does she like milk or plain?
Milk.
Hard centres, soft centres, guaranteed to break your teeth centres?
Soft?
Oh, I bet you've got it all wrong.
I bet I have.
That'll be £1.65.
Oh, it must be nice having a box of Bidey chocolates for your birthday.
I bought you some wine gums.
I wasn't meaning me.
Oh, actually, Sally was saying that she'd seen you.
Seen me?
Apparently having a driving lesson.
Oh, I am, yes.
She's just about to phone up. Book another one, aren't you?
I will be doing, yes.
Oh, well, don't let me stop you.
Ta-ra. Bye. Well, I suppose I should be grateful that you didn't tell him the whole story.
Oh, yeah, he could have put it in his paper, couldn't he? Shock for driving instructor in pupil's flat. Decorator caught with his trousers down.
All right, thank you.
It looks very posh, this Newton and Ridley's do.
Yeah.
Of course, I suppose it'll be mostly married couples, won't it?
Huh?
I say it'll be mostly husbands and wives, like. Oh, yes, I mean, I do like that. Be more than a lady's reputation would be worth to be seen with somebody she wasn't married to.
Hilda, what are you on about?
I'm just saying, because it's the lady what always gets called, isn't it? And I mean, then there's her husband. What's he going to think?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what is he going to think?
Well, he's going to think all sorts, isn't he? There's no way you can stop that. Oh, no, I'm afraid I've always had very strong views on that sort of thing. And I couldn't make an exception, not for nobody.
No?
No. I'm sorry, but no.
Oh, well, we know now, don't we?
Hello, Betsy.
Morning, Betsy. Morning, love.
Well, let's put him straight on that.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
What's he said? Don't ask.
Oh, just one of them delicate situations.
Ah, we don't do many of them, do we?
I think he was disappointed.
But he tried not to show it.
Tried to make out he didn't know what I was on about.
He would.
I thought you were supposed to be gainfully employed.
I am. I'm taking a car for its test run.
What are you testing now, then? The handbrake?
Have you had a look at that roof job yet?
Oh, give us a chance. I don't need you snapping at my heels either. Do you know anybody that think you'd like to see your old man working his fingers to the bone?
I would. I'd like to see you get the chance as well.
So would I.
Mr. Webster.
Ah, Mrs. Bishop.
I wondered if now might be all right. Only I've told Mr. Baldwin I'll be back in 10 minutes, so perhaps if I could just take you along, show you what the job is, and then leave you to it. Hello.
You lead the way. I'll just get me book.
And perhaps if I could call back this afternoon for the estimate.
I don't see why not. And as you're in a bit of a rush, we'll use my chauffeur. Then he can run you back.
You're,
Well, his uniform's at the cleaners, so you'll have to excuse his mucky overalls.
Oh, me? But I'm supposed to be taking a...
Bit of a test drive, that's what you wanted, isn't it? After you, love.
Thank you.
3 bomb cakes, was it, Vera?
Oh, did I say it, Frank?
Think so.
Well, I can always come back. I never got it wrong. Hello.
Won't be a minute, Hilda.
It's all right, no rush. Morning.
I spread G found his princess shirt then.
It's what?
Oh, somebody sets this down, she know at brewery. I mean, way's been going on, kid, you think it was a chance of a lifetime, you would.
Actually, I quite fancy the idea of a dance. Can't say I fancy the idea of Fred G, though.
Do you know I'm the same, kid? Mind, you could always ditch him once you got in, couldn't you? You could always say we're a strange fellow, you know, pestering you, getting thrown out.
I hope he does find somebody to go with him and they have a very nice time.
Oh, so you'll go with him then if he asked you, Hilda?
Oh, I wouldn't, no. But I'd still consider it an honour if he did.
Well, I'd consider it more of an honour if he didn't.
I can manage the rest myself.
Right.
You see to this young man here.
Sorry, Brian.
What's okay,
Keep you waiting.
It's all right.
Oh.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, come in. It's a shop.
Thanks, I will.
Right, what was it you wanted?
A couple of packets of chewing gum, please. Been looking for me?
Yeah, you know that van of ours you serviced not so long ago?
Yeah?
Well, it's kaput. Dead as a dodo.
26 pence. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, I'll come and have a look at it for you.
That's what I like to hear. It's in the loading bay. Right.
Hey, are you not buying anything?
No, I'll come back when you've got a sale on.
That's 30, 50, £1. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Right, let's get this lot put away.
By the way, I found Mr. Livesey and booked a driving lesson for this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
You don't seem very surprised.
No, I'm not. Because I phoned Mr. Livesey and he told me you'd already phoned, so I needn't bother. Now, Byros, 100 black.
Bet,
Yes, boss.
can I have a word? Private.
Certainly. What word would you like?
Well, it's in private, I wanted it.
Oh, look, there's Jack wants serving.
Betty will do that. Betty, you'll serve Jack Duckworth, won't you?
It's what I'm paid for, yeah.
Go on, then. Hello.
Find a better, please, Bet.
Okay.
How's life treating you, then?
Can't complain, you know.
Same here. You've got to count your blessings, haven't you?
Yeah.
There's always somebody else worse off than you.
So they say. Only sometimes it's hard to think of anybody in particular, isn't it?
It's about this Newton and Ridley do.
Yes.
You know, I was asking you if you'd go with me last night.
Yes.
Well, I just got the feeling that we were sort of at, well, you know, at cross purposes, like, you know.
You mean when I said no, that was at cross purposes with you wanting me to say yes?
No, well, I just got the impression that you sort of were of the opinion that I was, like, only asking you simply because, well, you know, like, because you worked here, you know.
Was that not right?
Well, no. I mean, I would like you to come straight up.
Why?
Why?
Why me?
Well, because I think you'd enjoy it, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, we get on well together. We are mates, aren't we?
Well, I suppose you could say we've been through a lot.
Yeah. So, you'll come then, eh?
What about all these other women?
What other women?
The women that you've been ringing up, tracking down, searching out from wherever they've been hiding.
Well, I suppose there was one or two.
Or 3 or 4.
No, but, I mean, I'm asking you, though, aren't I?
I'm top of the list, am I?
Well, well, they didn't want to come.
None of them?
No. Well, they all had reasons, like, you know.
I see. So, having got the big E from about half the female population in Weatherfield, you're now scraping the bottom of the barrel. Going for the last name on a hell of a long list. B. Lynch, Miss.
No, I wouldn't altogether put it like that, mate.
It's truth, though, isn't it? OK, you're on.
Eh?
Yeah, I'll go. When is it? Where? What time? And do we have to take a bottle?
Ah.
Yeah, put us a pint in there, Fred, and a lager in there.
Pint of lager,
Don't your customers ever complain over you smelling a drink, eh?
It's only a pint, and most of them smell a drink anyway.
So I was saying about my dream, wasn't I?
Yeah.
No, nightmare more like it. I was being chased, I couldn't get away.
Why?
And out of all people that were chasing me, there was only one person I could recognise, and that were Ida Clove. I mean, what would you make of that, eh?
Cheese on toast.
You are?
You had cheese on toast for your supper last night, and I told you you'd regret it.
There you go. 110.
Dead right, Fred.
Just right.
Dead right.
But there means something to all the dreams.
All right. And that one means don't eat cheese on toast before you go to bed.
You daft thing. Oh,
Hey, Gladys, I've been thinking about this do.
What?
I will get paid for that night, won't I?
You've over, you won't be working.
I'm not here, but it is a brewery do, isn't it?
Well, they're coughing. It won't be costing you out.
You are? Let me frock me head. Oh, if I don't get paid for that night, I'm not sure I'll be able to afford to go.
All right. You'll get paid.
I knew you'd understand.
So about you,
35?
Yes, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, baby. Vodka and tonic, please. Don't mind if I stand next to you, dear.
No?
Where are your mates?
O'Brien's across the road having a look at the factory van, and my dad's doing an estimate for Mrs. Bishop's church.
He's building Emily a church?
No, but he's mending the roof on one they've got.
Oh.
Well, at least he will be if they accept his estimate. I mean, he's keen on. It's just the sort of thing he needs to get going.
70p, please. Thanks, Betty. Thank you, love. So, it's fingers crossed time, eh?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not disputing your prices. Well, you say you'd have to have the money up front. Yeah? Well, that's a bit tricky, is that? But would it have to be the full amount? Come in. Well, what would you say to a deposit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. No. OK, forget it then. I'm sorry, love. Sit down.
Well, I've got to be back at work in 5 minutes, but I thought I'd just call and see that everything was all right.
Well, it's not really, no.
Oh?
Well. Oh, what's the use?
Oh, was the job not...
It's not your fault, love. I don't know whose fault it is. Look, I could do the job. It's a big job, but I could do it no problem.
Oh, good.
But I need materials, and I need scaffolding, and I can't get them.
No.
Well, I'm not established enough yet to get them on credit, and I don't have the wherewithal to get them any other way, so...
I see.
I'm sorry, love, I think I've been wasting your time. Wasting my own as well, come to that.
Oh, hello.
Already then?
Oh, yes. But Rita's not back from her lunch yet, so I can't really leave the shop.
Well, we'll wait, shall we?
Oh, if you wouldn't mind.
I can hardly start without you.
No,
suppose not.
Feeling better now, then?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Good.
Actually, I feel I owe you an explanation. I mean, when you came up to the flat, you know, when you came to see me.
Sorry, my fault. I kept you waiting.
Oh, no more than a minute.
Well, she needs all the minutes she can get. Come on, chop chop.
I'll just see you later.
Have a good time.
Bye, Mrs. Fairclough.
Bye, Mr. Lipsey.
A drink for this mechanical genius, please, Beth.
Certainly. What would you like, mechanical genius?
I'll have a pint, please. I want a pint if you've got one.
I think we are.
That's on me as well.
You're being very generous.
I would have been in trouble with an order this morning if it hadn't been for what this young fella can do with the inside of an engine.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Baldwin, I had them 3 shirts for you. I've left them out on your bed. But he's always so busy.
Oh, and one for Hilda, please.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
And we're invited.
Came to the office this morning. Newton and Ridley do a fair bit of advertising with us, so they bunged us an invite.
Well, fancy that. Us rubbing shoulders with the likes of Fred G.
Yeah, well, everything has its drawbacks.
You might as well have one yourself.
I might as well.
Hey, have I got bad breath or something?
No, why?
Why am I being left out of everything then? I mean, you and Fred are whispering in corners all morning.
It's not against you, Betty. Don't be daft.
I'm very glad to hear it.
Well, Fred wants me to go to this Newton and Ridley do with him.
Oh, yeah?
And I've said I will.
No.
Yeah?
After all you said about him going through every name in that phone book.
Somebody has to go, Betty.
So, I'll see you there then.
Looks like it.
Have you sorted out who you're taking yet, Fred?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm under some sort of obligation with it being a brewery, do you know? I've had to ask Bet if she fancied it, you know.
And did she?
Oh, delighted. Jump at the chance.
Hilda. Have you heard who he's taken to this do? No. A ladyship.
What, Bet Lynch?
And after all she said about him.
Oh, well. Of course, I turned him down, you know.
You?
Yeah, just this morning.
I see. Well, we know where yours truly stands now.
Carry on like that and you'll be in somebody's front garden.
I should have turned the wheel earlier, shouldn't I?
Yes, well, it would have helped. I want you to move off and turn left.
Can I just say something first, else I won't be able to concentrate?
Yes?
Well, it's about when I had that bad cold and you came to see me.
Ah.
And you came into the flat and there was a man there changing.
Well, it's really none of my business.
No, you see, well, what it was, this man had been decorating the flat and he was going out that evening, so he'd brought his clothes to change into after he'd finished working.
I'm sure I owe him an apology for walking in like I did.
Oh, I mean, there was no reason why you shouldn't have walked in, because, well, there was nothing going on.
Oh, no, no.
You see, I should have been going out with him that evening.
Yes.
Not that I knew him, really. He was just decorating.
Yes.
Only I'd got this bad cold, so I went to bed. I went to bed.
Yes, I know. Do you think we could get started again? I want you to move off and turn left.
Oh, and 2 packets of paper clips. Your name cropped up at dinner time? Nothing dreadful, I hope? No, just a young man telling me that his dad's going to fix your church roof for you. Oh, Mr. Webster. Well, this was Master Webster. Is that it, then? Yes, I think so. I'm afraid Master Webster was wrong, though. His dad won't be fixing our church roof. Oh, all fell through, has it? I don't mean the roof. Well, yes, he doesn't even think there'll be any point in submitting an estimate. How come? Something about him not having the money for scaffolding and materials. Seems a shame, really. But we need the roof doing. He wants to do it. There must be a solution. Well, if you get an established builder, he gets all his stuff on credit. That's his solution.
So Mr. Webster was saying.
It's the way Len worked. Mind you, how he got started in the first place, I'm not sure. But he obviously managed it one way or another.
All right, then, come on, see you tomorrow.
OK.
Always another day. Go around as well, don't forget.
Don't forget.
See ya. Bye, Heck, Bessie. I sometimes think you've got to need a flipping cattle prod to get rid of them. You can leave them.
Somebody's got to do them.
Oh, you don't need to do them now.
See you up.
Ta, could do with one. Did you see Ken Barlow then?
Yeah.
He's got himself an invite for the do. Pleased as punch he was. I suppose he'll be taking his missus.
I suppose you will.
Promises to be a right good do, doesn't it?
The highlight of this year's social calendar. Unless, of course, Weatherfield Ratting Club decide to hold their annual barbecue.
I didn't tell you about last year's do, did I? Ah, heck, it were a right blow out, that.
I heard what you were like, though. Cup of tea there, Betty, love.
Tell them.
Nobody bothers, you know. They're all the same. All the directors and a lot of the legless time they're finished.
Sounds great. Hey, what do you think, Betty?
Well, I think that you're both forgetting just one thing.
What?
Well, I know I'm the skivvy round here, and I'm the last one to know what's going on.
Oh, come on.
I am still waiting to hear what plans you've made for the Rovers. You know, on the night that you two go to this do.
Plans? What plans?
Oh, come on, Betty.
I imagine it's going to be opening.
Well, yeah.
Oh, so you're just sort of taking it for granted, have you, that Muggins here is going to hold the fort all by myself, all night, while you two are out on the town?
We didn't think.
Well, I mean, you're the only one.
Right. I'm not going to do it, Fred. I am not stopping here looking after this place all night, and I don't care where you've been invited.
You're joking.
Am I?
Fred.
Well, we can't go then.
Oh, can't you? Oh, what a pity. It's a pity you didn't think about that before.
Oh, she's jealous, her. That's what's up with her. She's flipping jealous.
Happens she's a right to be.
Well, glad to see you've made it in the same old mess it always was.
Well, they have a way of getting like that, don't they? No matter what resolutions you start off with.
Oh, I don't want to keep you.
No, it's all right.
I just wondered, could we have a quick word about money?
Oh. Do you want to go in the office?
No, not unless you do.
No.
I had an uncle. He always used to say to me, if you're going to talk about money, do it in the open air. Then you can be sure there's nobody next door listening.
He had a point.
I believe you told Emily Bishop that you couldn't quote her on this church job because it'd cost too much to set up.
Yeah. But I can still afford the rent on this place, if that's what's worrying you.
It's not. How much would this job cost?
1,000.
For scaffolding?
1,000, well, 500 for scaffolding and another 5 for materials.
So why don't you go to the bank, get them to lend you?
Because I've got no security. The only kind of people that lend me that sort of money would want an arm and a leg back in interest. I'd have to charge that much, I'd never get the damn job anyway.
Well, supposing you could borrow it at, say, 10%.
Look, Mrs. Fairclough, who's the...
I'll lend it you.
You are?
I'll lend it you at 10%. You pay me when the church pays you.
Well, there's more Corrie tonight at 6:30 and then again tomorrow at the same time, midday. Coming up next here on Plus, home of TV hits, the soaps continue with Emmerdale.